wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems
sleepless sinners who has hurt all mankind just to save his own belief. One love. What about a one heart? What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. One more thing. Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. One love. So when the man comes, there will be no doom. One soul. Have pity on those whose chances grow thin. There ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. Yeah, yeah. One love. What about the one heart? What about the let's get together and feel alright? I'm playing to mankind. One love. One heart. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. 1, 2, 3,
Wake up and live your. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. Wake up and live. Life is one big road with lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't you complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief and jealousy. Don't bury your thought, put your vision to reality. Yeah. All together now, wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and wake up and live. Yeah. Wake up and wake up and live. Rise, ye mighty people. Yeah. There's work to be done, so let's do it a little by little. Rise from your sleepless slumber. Yes, 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 yes. We're more than sand and the seashore. We're more than numbers. All together now. Wake up and live. Wake up and live now. You see one cocoa full of baskets. Already you see live big today. Tomorrow you're buried in a casket. make a change. We can make a change. Come together. Whoa, yeah. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. My heavens declare Rastafari glory. Haile Selassie manifests his life. Well, now I shall tell of my story, 'cause this story has been lies, yeah. Contradicting themselves in every illustration, and they make believe in a world of confusion. Now I just see that they are not real, 'cause the truths have been revealed. And if we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, we're always gonna be, the victim. If we don't change up the valleys and rearrange the system, well.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. We're coming to you live from the studios of BES 100 FM in Kingston, Jamaica. Good morning, good morning, good morning to those who have joined us on air and those who have joined us online. We welcome you. This is just to let you know that we're up and about and we're waiting for you on the other side of the 6:30 break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
BES 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waste. Catch me on BES 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on BES 100 FM. One love.
I saw you stepping from across the street, smiling Smiling happily with everyone you meet.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. And now may I just say a hearty good morning to co-host Pastor Percival Palmer. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my sister. How are you today? Let the redeemed of the Lord say so. Wow.
I am redeemed.
Are you redeemed? Oh boy.
I don't know. What's the old boy for?
No, I'm just
Is that
saying.
a good state? I am amongst the redeemed.
Oh my Lord. Well, Psalms 107. Psalms 107 verses 1 to 3. But that's a long psalm. And it speaks to God helping us when we are going through our stuff. That's why I'm saying let the Redeemer of the Lord say so. Because that's how David started it. Let me find it. Psalms 34 also says, I sought the Lord and he heard me and delivered me from all of my fears. Do you have any fears?
Are
you a lady that operates only in faith?
Less and less.
Less and less.
I have had my days of great anxiety.
Yes.
But
you see the Lord coming through for you.
Well, things have boiled down to one place, to one kind of central theme.
Which is?
I see that my anxieties are based on my own plans. And my own plans are inferior to what my Creator has ordained. So now I would say if there is a fear, it's more a consciousness. I wouldn't even call it a fear. I would call it more kind of like a consciousness not to be out of alignment.
Right.
Yeah.
So give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Which is the basis of what you just said. Yeah. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. We are rooted and stabilized in the love that God has for us that does not change. And so therefore, out of what God has said, good morning, boy, every day, I'd have a nice stylist, you know. I'm just picking up on it.
So the hairstyle catches not to greet Lloydie.
We're going, okay.
Yes,
all right. Wonderful. It's a celebration of our African heritage and identity. Yeah, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. It's a statement of who God is, for his love endures forever. Then it says, let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story. Those he redeemed from the hand of the foe. Those he gathered from the lands, from east and west, from north and south. I want to stop there because in Psalms 107, it outlines a lot of things that the children of Israel had gone through. But the writer of this Psalms give thanks to the Lord. The word of the Lord says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you in Christ Jesus. And Paul made that statement to the Thessalonians, and they're going through a lot of things. But he says, when you have an attitude of gratitude, it sets the stage for wonderful and great things to happen to you. in Philippians 4:8, Paul again, speaking to the people at Philippi, says, whatsoever things are good and honest, and just think about these things, because it shifts your focus, but it puts you in a frame and state of mind to rejoice and to set yourself up for when the deliverance comes. And even from a psychosomatic place, we have discovered, and more research has come to the fore, that when you are giving thanks and you're grateful, guess what happens to you? It makes you well.
You feel better.
You feel better.
You get better.
You get better too.
Yeah, but you know, Pastor, I listen to you, and I'm seeing two roads meeting in what you're saying. We live in the expectation that there is better. Meaning each time, wherever you look at, you have that drive to improve on your own condition. But we are also ever mindful of what is called the lust of the flesh and the
lust of the eye.
And the pride of life.
Yes.
That's really the one. Pride of life gives you this drive, this ambition to see yourself in a more exalted, higher place
than you should.
than where you are now. That's what drives you. If you have a 1-bedroom, you want a 2-bedroom. If you have, if you're single, you want to know what's a relationship like. If you're in a relationship, you want to know what more freedom would feel like. So there's that push always to get to a better place than where you are. Your idea, my idea of a better place is based either on what we observe of others around us or based on what our own imagination conjures up, coming out of our own trauma and experiences. If we are going to avoid the pitfalls of that kind of relentless drive that sometimes lead to unhappiness, it means learning to be content where you are, even if a change is coming. And those scriptures that you were reading, that's really what I was seeing more so than being favorably positioned for a blessing. Desiring to be blessed. And for us, this is now taking out the real meaning of blessing as, a spiritual element that brings something from the divine into your life. So just blessing as something good, whatever we think is good. We might say we want a new car. That would be a blessing to us. And we are seeking to position ourselves to acquire that new car, whether it is qualifying for a loan or playing the lottery or whatever strategy you might employ. I'm just thinking that if all we are seeking to do is what the Apostle Paul was saying, think on the things that are noteworthy and lovely and uplifting, so that there may be wellness in your body. And if all we are seeking to do is maintain that attitude of gratitude, as you called it, gratitude is not in respect to what's to come. Gratitude is in respect of what's in my hand, what I'm enjoying now. And if we really stay in that place, which is like a sweet spot between a great future and a satisfactory present,
correct,
then the wellness you're talking about, because the wellness has to be in the now.
It is.
I'm not trying to be better for tomorrow. I want to enjoy good health now. So the emphasis on being positioned for a blessing is what I'm thinking on. I'm not seeking to be positioned for a blessing at this moment. If that blessing never comes, I want to be happy now.
Rich, which the scripture was Proverbs 15:13. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. A merry heart. It's so important in terms of you, but things have happened to people that they have had to recover from. But sorrow of the heart.
Are you excluding me from that group?
No, I'm not excluding you. I am just kind of instructing you this morning. Say, let the Redeemer of the Lord tell their story, and in telling your story and reflecting on the goodness of God, then and in the present is good for you, because the Lord has redeemed you and continue to redeem you and is yet to redeem you. So there's that sense, past, in the present, which is what you're alluding to. It's important to have a right state of heart and mind that helps you as you go through the processes of life.
Yesterday, I had a deep meditation on the mercies of God that we keep in view so that we can offer ourselves as a living sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
And
tell me one mercy that you have had.
Well, not in the personal sense, but a category. One of the ways that God shows that He is merciful is the way He keeps a door of repentance
open for us. And
this is not a New Testament door.
It's always been there.
Door, absolutely. And I think I drew on a scripture from Ezekiel, where he was saying that He takes no pleasure in afflicting people or grieving the children of men, and that it really His desire that all would come to repentance and be in a state of right relationship with Him. That's one of the mercies that I think, just as you talked about being redeemed, the willingness that is there to redeem us in the future. So we've made mistakes in the past. We've been forgiven.
Yes.
We are making them in our present, missteps that you just seem to trip over your own feet all the time.
And we're still being forgiven.
And you're being forgiven.
And
there is the knowledge that should it happen again,
you will be forgiven.
So we don't live lives riddled with anxiety and fear that, oh gosh, I've burnt my last chance, or after this time, because being who we are, it's just a marvelous thing that despite the perfection of God,
He's a merciful.
He is merciful. That's why I guess He is perpetually merciful, because in His perfection He knows that man existing in this realm is prone to certain vulnerabilities. And there is no, sometimes, like even with our own children, we might say this is the last time.
At last. That has happened to you, You said, you're a good child. You never give nobody no problem. Just for the tomatoes. I never want to sell the tomatoes. But otherwise.
I sold my tomatoes.
But you did it in
I did it my way. I did it my way.
Oh, wow. But it's interesting. I remember as you talk about the mercies of God. Lamentations 3, 22 to 24.
That came up too.
It is of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed because His compassions, they fail not. They are new every morning.
Him have a new batch.
Great is thy faithful. But do you know, somebody says, that is something that is so very invigorating and encouraging for them. That means that yesterday, what was yesterday's has finished. Today, you have a new day. Yeah. That is why you can say, let the Redeemer of the Lord say so.
Because you've been redeemed.
You've been redeemed, and He has helped you. He has rescued you from foes who sought to overcome you.
Yep.
So today, you are rejoicing in the mercy.
And then that makes it possible for you to maintain that attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
Later on in Lamentations, in verse 31 to 33, he says, the Lord will not cast off forever. He won't be mad at you forever. Though he causes grief, yet he will show compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. For he does not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men. I just absolutely.
I just absolutely love
that
my
is
Lord.
in the Old Testament. This is not
New Testament.
The grace that we all talk about.
You know, grace is in the Old
Christ.
Testament. No, people
After Christ. Yeah, but there are many who feel that it is the coming of Christ that
brought
introduced these. It was always there because God's character is unchanging.
Yes.
So
And that
anything
is-
you see being exemplified in the New Testament, you will find it in the Old Testament if you look with careful eyes.
Grace is in the
Yeah.
Because what is
that.
grace? Grace is God's unmerited
favor
to you.
Favor.
Well, we see that happening all of the time in the Old Testament. Abraham.
Yeah.
Hagar with Ishmael.
Yeah, because the plan of God is always bigger than the circumstances of any one person.
Say that
and it
again.
continues to be
Say
so.
that
Because
again.
even with
Say that
you
again.
and me,
The
the
plan-
plan of God is always bigger
Yes.
than the circumstances of any one individual. So if we should know that even in our own journey and our own walk, that whatever it is we're going through, it's bigger than us. So how you respond to it is important. If you respond to it as if this all ends with me, you are cheating your future generation and your community, your nation, of the value of you treating that experience in a mature and a righteous way.
I like that. I like that statement there. You know, you're a very wise lady.
Sometimes.
No, but I think about it, and you made an important statement that we cheat ourselves,
the community
we
and
cheat
the
our
nation.
community if we believe that everything just revolves around us, not recognizing that we are a part of a bigger thing. There's a bigger thing that is happening.
It's always happening.
And so therefore, what I'm wanting us to zero in on is a simple fact that God is really interested in how you respond. You know, interested in how Minett respond in the situation. You know, he's interested in how Percival responds to the things that happen to him. Because he's saying to us, and I say to a lot of unbelievers, a lot of people, God really is interested in your response, not the other person.
Not the
No, your response, because some of the times we get callers and people say different things, but I'm saying it's really your response to the situation that will help you to navigate through whatever is happening. Your perception, how it is. And that's why when Jesus came and he kept saying, you know, I come to show a better way, as you call it. A more excellent way in terms of how we respond to ourselves. First, loving ourselves because he first, but then loving our neighbors as ourselves. He says, put yourself in that place. Your response is the most important thing. And if we change our minds, that's why I came saying, when he says repent, him say think again. The way you've been thinking.
Change.
You need to change it.
So I want to make mention of one thing before we even get to the break, because we got to talk about Mr. Golding's firebrand speech yesterday and what it means for the nation as we prepare for certain changes.
It was a firebrand speech?
Yes, I caught it by accident, really.
I listened to it again because then I was in meeting.
I caught it. So do you know how many times God is referring to the children of Israel and he says Jacob, and right after that he says Israel. And so we know that he makes a distinction between Jacob the man and Israel the father of the 12 tribes.
Because he was named and you're no longer Jacob.
But I just in our discussions yesterday, because there was a message that I had to bring yesterday.
Yes.
And I focused on the way that a nation is pulled out of a man. And Jacob the man, with all his peculiar personal concerns, is a different creature from Israel, the father of the 12 tribes that became a nation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lady gave a testimony yesterday, which to me exemplified
Change.
it exemplified this duality in your persona, that you are a person and you are a nation.
Okay.
Because each of us have in us the potential to be a nation, to create a nation, and we're part of a nation. One of the ladies who were there yesterday said that she is in a community where she has a substantial farm.
Yes.
Big acreage, over 30 acres. And the road to the farm is very rough.
Non-existent.
They call it Stone Road.
Yes.
Which is entirely descriptive. I've been on it.
Yes.
She's been navigating the road, and from time and time, and vehicle front end mash up
and all of them
yes,
things.
right.
She need a Land Rover.
And she has a farm vehicle and she has her personal vehicle. So she was moving the personal vehicle, and she said she stopped at the road and she said, "Father, you can't pave this road." She sent up a prayer. 2 days later,
then paved the road.
The men were there. She jumped out. She did a dance in the road.
I can't imagine that.
She got back. She went away for a few days to another place she had, and when she got back a few days later, the road was. She said she drive past her turn
because the road was
she
so
was
nice.
making a video. She was making a video of the road to send to her children to say, "Look at this road pave." In her advocacy to get the road addressed, before she sent up the prayer, she had even dropped by the MP political personality responsible, who asked her an awkward question. And she dismissed that because I think he asked her like if she was registered.
I said no.
Do I need to even think about you for this? And she's celebrating. No, this is one woman who, for her own convenience, desired to see a change. But guess what? The whole neighborhood benefits from the change. Years people were there complaining before she sent up her prayer.
Which community?
Somewhere in St. Catherine.
Yeah,
all right, somewhere in St. Catherine. But I was contemplating. I said, "No, look at that. This is the impact you have when you see yourself in that dual role, where yes, you want your driveway and your community to look good because of your own comfort, but if you enter into the right place with your petition, the answer that you get is for the benefit of a nation."
Tell me about
one man wanting to do something for himself and his family benefit a whole nation. It's time for a break.
Nation.
That was where we were taking it.
Birth a nation.
Because a nation can be birthed in a day from the work of the men and women. Yes, it's still on the table.
Can a nation be born
in a day?
Yes.
So we're gonna see what's going on in the politics when we come back from this break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
On today's Going for Growth, we look at Jamaica's improved Standards & Poor's rating. We'll see how it was determined, what it means for the country, where we're coming from, and the opportunities for Jamaica going forward. Stay with us. Last week, news came out that global credit rating agency Standard & Poor's had upgraded Jamaica's rating from B+ to BB- with a stable outlook. S&P is a major credit risk researcher which covers multiple industries and geographies. It issues credit ratings ranging from AAA to D. The ratings can be done for public and private company debt as well as government like ours. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark welcomed the upgraded rating, pointing out that it is the best Jamaica has achieved in 20 years.
This is wonderful news for Jamaica. Jamaica has never before had a credit rating as high as BB- from S&P. This is the best credit rating that Jamaica has received from S&P since they started rating Jamaica's sovereign debt in 1999.
Dr. Clark also pointed out that the new rating will open up more opportunities with lending agencies and free up more of the government's budget to spend on critical services.
It provides ability for Jamaica to get better terms on financing, which can save a substantial amount of money in the long run, leaving more room for spending on education, health, security, infrastructure, and in other areas. It also makes Jamaica a more attractive place to invest. This, in turn, will lead to more investments, more economic activity, and more jobs for Jamaicans.
Another projection from the S&P rating is that Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio will continue to decline. Dr. Clark also broke down what led to the upgraded rating and how it demonstrates that the government's economic policy decisions are working.
In evaluating Jamaica's credit rating, S&P would have looked at Jamaica's economic performance or economic policy framework and projections of Jamaica's economic trajectory, among other factors. As such, this upgrade is a victory for economic policy focus of pursuing economic independence, building economic resilience, and expanding economic opportunity for all.
The finance minister added that the new rating is another plus for Jamaica's economic recovery coming after the hit from the COVID-19 pandemic. While celebrating the achievement, Dr. Clark pointed out how Jamaica's past lower ratings created challenges for the country.
Jamaica is coming from a credit rating of CCC, and we spent a decade in the single B credit rating category from S&P. First at B-, then at B, and for the last 4 years since 2019, our credit rating has been at B+.
He also commended the contribution and work of both the public and private sectors in enabling Jamaica to achieve this milestone.
I'd like to emphasize that we consider this to be a national achievement and one to be protected. I express gratitude to the Ministry of Finance team, to public servants in general, unions, members of the private sector and civil society who continue to work for a better Jamaica.
That's where we end the conversation today. I am Warren Bertram. Thanks for listening. Join us next week as we continue going for growth.
Are you or anyone you know in need of a birth certificate, earning minimum wage and born in Jamaica? Visit your Member of Parliament's office or any of the Registrar General's Department offices island-wide and request assistance under the Operation Birthright program. For more information on Operation Birthright or to see whether you are eligible under the program, visit nidsfax.com or rgd.gov.jm. Conditions apply.
Government pensioners, AGD's Mobile Life Cert Drive is back from September 1 to 15. Collect and submit your life certificates, get them certified on the spot with a valid ID, or just come for customer service support. See you in Clarendon on September 1, Spanish Town September 2, Montego Bay September 4, Trelawney September 5, St. Anne September 6, Manchester September 7, St. Mary's September 8, Portmore September 9, Portland September 11, St. Elizabeth on September 12, Hanover September 13, Westmoreland on September 14, and St. Thomas on September 15. For more information, visit our website at treasury.gov.jm. The Accountant General's Department, service with excellence, touching the life of every Jamaican.
A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Employees, not sure how to take your career to the next level? Not to worry. The Excelsior Community College has a program just for you. Enroll in one of our programs today and take advantage of our flexible classes, affordable fees, and overseas travel opportunities. WhatsApp us today at 876-536-4765. Excelsior Community College, transforming lives, nurturing global citizens.
Are you in search of genuine shocks, power steering pumps, engine mount, fender liners, strut mount, front end parts, engine parts, electrical switches, sensors, and so much more for your Honda Ridgeline vehicle? Well, look no further. Contact Mormac Auto Parts at 326-7371 or 821-5232. Remember, Mormac Auto Parts, your Honda Ridgeline new parts dealer. We're located in Kingston. Call us at 326-7371 or 821-5232 for more details.
Having trouble getting parts for your Mazda? Maljam Auto Parts is your solution. Find Maljam at the new and convenient location off Upper Waltham Park Road at 9 Kingswood Avenue. Maljam Auto Parts, with over 25 years experience, providing all Mazda parts, new and used. Call 923-4389 and 461-1786. Maljam Auto Parts, serving your Mazda needs.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is a radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 357 and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it till it busts.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Greetings. I go by the name of Miss Wire Waist. Catch me on Bess 100. I will be discovering the greatness of Jamaica and Jamaicans through people, places, and things, home and abroad. Playing you some good music, along with interviewing artists, soundmen, producers, and Jamaicans making a difference all over the world. So catch me between the hours of 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. Monday to Thursday on Bess 100 FM. One love.
I saw you stepping from across the street, smiling happily with everyone you meet.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. So
Alright,
we
so-
go to the happenings over the week. But let me tell you the happenings over the week. You know your
Yes.
friend can paint, right?
Yes, you can paint?
Of course, we're there. So on the weekend, on Saturday to be
Picasso
exact.
style painting or paint the house paint?
No, paint house.
Oh,
Should I show
way
you?
more useful.
So, yeah, I understand. You know what happened to me in the past? I tell people, and I've said it to you, that making that decision to move from corporate into becoming a pastor.
Ministry. Yeah. You're upgraded.
Well, it's upgraded in a sense because I'm a wider base to reach out to people. But make some personal sacrifices, and I've continued to do that. But in 1995, I worked with a multinational, and when I told my boss, who was an African American, that I said, you look at me and say, you're mad. You are crazy. You do not have anything. And I said, well, I have to listen to what me, your father, say, and I move. So you acquire some skills along the way. And I remember one time when one of my kids was heading off, I think it was going to the upper school. I needed some money. My friend said to me, you can't get somebody to paint the basement. Me paint it, man. I paint the house. One house all by myself. He came and helped me. And that's how I was able to do that. So I give God thanks for those opportunities that have come along the way to help me. Right. So on the weekend, conference happened. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And what happened at conference?
Well, I did not go to conference. I went to my own conference.
Okay.
But when I came home, turned on the TV and they were broadcasting Mark Golding's
CVMR TVJ.
TVJ.
Oh, wow.
TVJ was,
At prime
well,
time.
I'm sure he paid for it.
No,
I'm sure that, whatever the situation is, they were broadcasting the speech. And let me tell you, I'm not one for political speeches, but I found that, because Lowell even asked me, should I keep it on? And I listened for a minute and I said, yes, keep it on. Because the man was saying everything that needed to be said on some issues that are old and ancient in this country. And he was saying the right things. Now, it's not even about his sincerity, because having said it, as part of his declaration of intent towards this nation, it makes him accountable. And because he may be the first prime minister who is held to account, him saying those things so clearly articulated and not aspirational, as you were saying to me in the
About
break.
somebody else.
Yes, not a wish list. He was speaking about concrete initiatives, some of them already fully built out, that are on the table in his plan of action that would address some significant things. And I think maybe throughout the course of this week, as you and I pick over these statements, they're not even promises. This is what I will do. This is what I intend to do. And none of them are far-fetched. Addressing access to beaches. That was the one that got me.
You even spoke about it.
Addressing access to beaches and stating that I will move the parliament to make the laws that will give back to the Jamaican people the reasonable access to which we are entitled, because we are entitled to it. Entitled is my word. We are entitled to it by virtue of the Constitution, which says it is our heritage, which says this is ours. And, he spoke about the foreign investors who come in and so on and so forth. He touched an issue that is near and dear to my heart. He spoke about making a package of incentives available to local entrepreneurs, just as you do for the foreign investors whom you court. Put together a package, and not for new persons coming in, because everybody like to say when you start now, but existing entrepreneurs to have available to them the same kind of incentives and benefits that are given to the foreign direct investors.
That to me is significant.
Yes.
Because I didn't hear it. Is somebody said to me,
Listen to it. You should listen.
Him say you should listen to it.
Yeah,
you know.
man, it's worth listening.
Say, yeah. And it wasn't the hype thing, you know, because it wasn't a political speech per se. He was talking to Jamaicans about issues that really are affecting Jamaicans. So he's put it out there. So you can't draw back. No.
He spoke about gender-based violence too. And not against women only. He spoke about what happened to the Empress and what happened to the King. I mean, he spoke, it's to have an Empress is good. Him have one and him like it. But it was also about mutual respect in family situations and handling those issues that affect the well-being of the family, violence, domestic violence, the abuse of children.
And he spoke about social cohesion.
Yes.
So he says you must have social and economic transformation. And what I found interesting, putting people at the center of what you are doing. That is what caught my eye.
Yes.
People.
It was people-centric because you and I often criticize others for lacking that heart for the people. And it was so, one of the things he did too, you know, I remember Mark can craft a good speech. Might not be the most what you say now, heart-shaking, pulse-pounding speaker, because that's not his personality. But the content of what he's saying and the structure of it was spot on. He drew on the PNP's history of being people-centered, and he aligned each initiative with a track record of working in the same vein. So it's not far-fetched. He spoke about from the Michael Manley days. I didn't even realize he was in politics at that time, because he said he worked on the employment share ownership initiative with Michael Manley, putting that together. That has become like just a what do you call it now, a paperweight or a coaster in most people's offices, because no one is... See, the nature of capital is to be selfish. And there's no one actively pursuing or pushing for that ownership stake to go into the hands of employees. If that were so, we would not have all these issues to do with poor working conditions and unequal pay and the inequities. It would create a true partnership between labor and capital that would work to the benefit of the nation.
And benefit of both people. So
of course.
Because what it says, you know, when I'm owning this thing and the people of the capital, I go and do everything in my part to make this thing succeed.
Of course, you have skin in the game.
Right. And so look
something like what happened at Sept then, with so many with so many people colluding to rob the company.
Yes,
you would have at least had 2 or 3 people with shares in it who say, hold on, man, if we rob 100 million, some of it is my money. I'm not going to rob myself. I don't know if Sept have the share ownership program going on, but the point is, he spoke about the history of the PNP in working in these areas, and he showed how he was going to build on that legacy and do something greater. Now, that might look like just artistry in speech making, but it is very, very how would I say it's scriptural. It's a principle of God to build on a sound foundation. If you have laid a foundation for something, and it honors the work of your elders, because this is the philosophy that gave birth to a great party. And to see someone coming to say, I'm going to build on this that was laid.
And it's not already come up.
No, and of course with education he was spot on.
We know that
education just really needs somebody to do what needs to be done is known.
Yeah, but let's do it.
The one to do it. I tell you.
Feed them.
Let me see what else I heard that I liked. He made the point that as we are announcing these new hotels and looking at the contribution of tourism to GDP, he says tourism should be doing far better. You know, the other day, our sister Mary called in and said, remittance bring more money into the country than tourism.
Which is true.
And when I looked at it, remittance was at like 3.8 billion and tourism was at 2 point something. Tourism, in respect of which a high percentage of our tax dollars go to creating the infrastructure for them, giving them all kinds of incentives, so that's revenue foregone. I mean, you put up with so much violation of your own rights because them own all of the beach. If you're not staying in a hotel, you can't get a good beach. When you see how much is sacrificed for tourism and the way things are, it would seem that this administration would put us in a zoo to be petted like monkeys for tourism.
Yeah, but you remember when we said Jamaica land we love, and they were talking about King's House? You remember that?
No.
The King's House, and we were saying, oh, Edmund, seen that.
The play. Oh, man.
So funny. Two ladies were talking,
yes.
One white and another black, talking about, what we should do is give to Edmund the King's House. We won't have a governor general soon, and he'll probably turn it into all-inclusive.
That's true. Yes, well, that may come yet. But, the point is, it's like the whole island is for sale. Or it's a petting zoo for tourists to come in. They get the best of whatever we have to offer, and we spend a lot in making sure that wherever they go is comfortable. The roads are good. The infrastructure is what it should be, because we are worried about the tourist dollars.
The tourist areas, the roads, them not say too much. Yes, that can be good.
Yeah, we don't seem altogether concerned about the welfare of those who work in the sector. We pay lip service to it. Well, now there's some
gentleman with
who come and say he's gonna give, and I say, that probably look like the barracks and the plantation. But and for me, it should not be that a foreign investor is coming to say, I'll build houses for the workers, because that's like holding them hostage now. We should be taking care of our workers. We should be. And if a man can come and say he's gonna build 500 houses for workers, and you are giving him tax breaks, is our money may use billet to hold our own people hostage? Then it starts to look like the Canadian farm work dormitories.
I heard the guy on another station.
Yes.
They interviewed him, and he's not a dibby man, he's a professor, rapporteur.
Why would anybody think he's a dibby man?
No, but people say, somebody go. No, that's how we think when
would be when they come back with words that we don't like.
Yes, but he was saying, no, man.
Well, I noticed that our Minister of Labour, I guess is a different one. No one has come out to condemn his words and call him liar, like how we called our own people liars.
And then we
digress. Let us not leave Mark alone for the time being. He used language that would appeal to us. He spoke about decolonizing Jamaica, because everybody know that the job is incomplete. It's like, a partial delivery.
Yes, it is.
So you have the baby, but there's something in the mother's body that is going to kill her. So it is with us. So he spoke about, removing the afterbirth. That's what it's called?
Yes.
He spoke about that, which for me is important, because he says enough with the UK Privy Council, who don't even really care. We are a nuisance to the UK Privy Council.
That's what they've said.
And they've been longing to see the back of us, and we keep hanging on. Disgraceful. Anyway, he says that. Nadine Spence. Is this the Nadine Spence who sits on the Constitutional Reform Committee?
I think so.
Well, she is the first person the Gleaner refers to, I believe, yes. And Nadine Spence, who naturally is not going to be complimentary of anything Mr. Golding says, because it is like that in this nation. Few people have now she's being called political commentator. Some people would probably say activist. But the Gleaner is calling her a political commentator. Can you wonder how do we become political commentators because we are now commenting on Mark's speech?
Yes.
You think anyone will refer to us as political?
I think so.
Probably refer to us as troublemakers.
Or political activists.
That's what they call the prophet Elijah, the troublemaker,
yes,
the troubler of Israel. I'll take that label. I get that label all the time anyway.
If I be a man of God.
So Nadine Spence is here quoted as saying that all this just shows that Mark Golding is not going to agree to their proposals for the Constitutional Reform Committee.
That's what she said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She says, it was clear from Golding's delivery that no support would be given to the government's constitutional reform agenda on the matter.
But hold on a second.
This is not the opinion of a commentator. This is a very partisan comment from someone who only expects one result, that whatever the government has on its agenda is what people will support and agree.
Yeah, but
that's really what this is saying.
But it's not really consensus.
It's not consultation either. Anyway, that is her comment. But then the Gleaner does say that she sits on the Constitutional Reform Committee and did confirm that a number of bodies, Jamaican Bar Association being one, has placed on record their support for Jamaica to adopt the CCJ as its final appellate court. Government support stepping away from the Privy Council on the matter of where the country heads next. Oh, she said, while the government supports stepping away from the Privy Council, the matter of where the country heads next must be thoroughly discussed and agreed upon. Really?
Yeah, but the thing is,
that's
the Constitutional
just words.
Reform Committee really was conceived with the wrong motivation.
Yeah, it was to shut up those of us who keep calling for reform.
Yeah,
it's a dog and pony show that just goes around the island.
You mean a circus?
A circus, yeah.
Yeah.
And not a very entertaining one either. All in all, even
I saw Buju there.
Yes, and they played his music too.
I back and say, Buju. I never know Buju was in the.
Well, Buju come out and stand up on the stage. Yes, I don't fault him for that.
So him declare, say Buju is persona non grata.
Yes, so you don't look for him on any of the government celebrations where they, distribute their goods to people. The Gleaner on page 2 describes it as strong showing from comrades at conference. Now, you would think that would be page 1, because we're always trying to get a feel of the pulse of the nation. Do you think that would be the front page? Not true. Think of it.
We can't think of anything with Gleaner.
Yes, I know.
Some of the time, them do opposite to what they expect. I say, really? Gleaner gone there, sir?
Yeah.
But you remember,
they struggle to be neutral, and they fail. Because on the front page, they talk about clean break, that the PNP is uninterested in moving to a republic while retaining UK Privy Council. And I don't know that is a fair comment, given what was said. Yeah, because it sounds like if you're keeping the Privy Council, let's just stay as we are. And that's not, nowhere was that said by anyone. And then they go to the plight of the disabled. Supporters want PNP to bat for disabled. As if to say that there was nothing in the presentation which took into account the need of the vulnerable. When everything about the presentation was about the people. The people. Whether you're disabled, differently abled, fully abled, whatever your situation might be. So I think if I were really trying to say to the nation, this is the pulse, I would have done this one that they say, strong showing from comrades at conference. Yes. Yes, because didn't Nationwide come out with a poll result that says half of the people don't feel that Mark Golding is doing so well, or some very weak need sounding.
No Blue Dot poll came out.
Nationwide commissioned Blue Dot poll.
Say that now 31% of people vote for the JLP and 25% for the PMP. You know that just came out on the weekend.
Yes, there was an announcement about it either the Friday or Saturday, Nationwide making the disclosure. But we are now feeling so over-massaged and manipulated.
You don't even know.
So the PNP is having their conference, and the JLP comes out with a poll that says the PNP not doing so well. And then now the Gleaner hides the strong showing on the second page instead of making it a front page announcement to show that people are stepping up. And you know the other thing I saw too, because occasionally the cameras would pan the crowd, and I would notice there was a sober look on the faces of people. This was not no party jump up and make noise, although the Vuvuzela was annoyingly present. But I could see that persons were taking it seriously. That struck me.
I saw
it
that
wasn't the usual just madness and you're not really listening. I saw the look, the sober look on the faces of those present, as if to say, we understand that this is a big deal.
And we understand that it's now our 7:30 break.
It's time for the 7:30 break. Or when we come back, we'll reminisce a little about a great man who has passed on, our Danny Williams.
Yes.
I don't know if you knew him personally. I knew him personally and had great affection and time for him. We'll take the break. We're a little late. I think Lloyd is very generous to us this morning.
Yeah, but yeah.
Ew, baby, you sick? Drink this.
Strong back tonic wine. But baby, you look like you want to sort out.
You think that's all Trangback good for? This delicious tonic wine has natural ingredients like Busy, Medina, Moringa, and more to strengthen your body so you can fight off anything, including viruses, where it sound like you catch. Available island-wide, all foreign. Order at 749-1286 option 1 or IG Trangback TW. Trangback.
Straighten your back for me, the attack.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it!
Yes, we do! Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Make an impact on your career. Earn real money. Get 3 to 4 local and international certification in practical nursing and early childhood education with free CXC or CAPE subjects in 6 to 12 months at Distinction College, located at 26 Hagley Park Road, Kingston, 6 Nugent Street, Spanish Town, and Ocho Rios. Earn global certificates in 3 months in geriatric nursing, phlebotomy, childcare. We have the lowest school fees around. Classes begin very soon. Call us 356-4167.
Half a tree. 1 already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back.
It was a Sunday morning service.
At conference. Yeah, man, people showed up and gave money from what they're saying.
Oh, wow. My Lord.
$2.7 million. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But people don't know this, but in the early stages of the PMP, there are a lot of pastors there. Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because of the people-centered focus, and most pastors have to be a good socialist.
Yeah. As Michael would say. Michael would say that, but interesting. But we also want to remember Ardan Williams.
Yeah.
Somebody that I knew personally. And how I knew Ardan Williams, as people may know, my daughter is hearing impaired, is deaf and hard of hearing. They don't like the word impairment, mean that something wrong with them in their own thing. And he was very much involved in terms of deaf education. The primary school, I think the only primary school, full-fledged primary school is named after him. It's Ardan Williams School, primary school for the deaf up in Papine. So this morning we mourn his loss, but he was truly a great Jamaican, a businessman who used his influence to move a lot of causes forward, and one was the Jamaican deaf community. So this morning we mourn his loss, but we thank God for his input in terms of what he has done. But you knew him, didn't you?
Yes, I did. When I was first appointed to the Jamaica Tourist Board as a director, he was the chairman, and he was, I can tell you, none of the anxieties that one might have as a young, female professional joining a very male-dominated environment. None of those was an issue. None of those anxieties. He was warm, welcoming. Didn't bother him that I was, young girl of a complexion other than his. You got no. You know what? He has kind of have a similar spirit to Mark Golding. Calm, laid back, but motivated and determined on some specific fronts. Not partisan in any way, just doing what he was supposed to do and navigating it in a way that I found just personable. He was succeeded by somebody else shortly after that. I think maybe Adrian Robinson. I've forgotten the order.
The voice.
But I'm telling you, he was someone to work with, and his sense of family.
Everybody
knew his wife's name because every conversation.
Talk about Shirley.
Yeah, he would speak, and it goes back to the point I was making earlier about this connection between man and nation, because this was a man moving and shaking at the highest levels of the society, yet he never separated his business persona from his family man, husband, father. So decisions being made by someone who carries that awareness come with a whole different flavor.
Yeah, man. He was a strong family person.
Yeah. And you knew it. You didn't have to be around him for too long to know. And he was the kind of person to who, if you're married, I would hear him addressing people that way. He's asking about the wife and the children. So you never got to feel like this is some impersonal, business-only type of exchange. No, there's a wind that has sort of blown through the corridors of our businesses and our places of power. And it is this kind of depersonalizing situations that need to have their moorings in a recognition that we are people interacting in a social context as well as a business context. I don't know if it came out of the courts or some sense in the adjudication of justice that people need to be, that being professional means being inhuman or mechanical. I'm saying it for you to provoke a response.
No, but it's true. But
from you in the psychology of things.
No, but
we want to treat persons as a number.
No, but but that is where the world is going.
Yeah,
with this AI and people are saying, even in terms of the central bank, it's just a number.
But I want to challenge you on one thing, though.
No, but
everything about AI is to mimic with perfection human emotions. Everything.
They're trying hard.
Of course.
They're trying
everything about it
to do it
is to mimic human interaction and human emotions.
But they can't.
So it's kind of strange. They're mimicking it and they're doing quite good too. When you hear some of the voices, you can't tell that it's a robotic voice.
When they start talking, when they start interacting with the voice, you know it's a robot talking.
Yeah, you have to go deep. You have to go past the programming where you start to introduce things now outside of what the programmer contemplated
to do.
Yes, then it start give you bizarre responses.
Like ChatGPT.
But while we are busy trying to depersonalize so we can be wicked to one another,
yes,
technology is trying to mimic the touch and feel of skin,
yes,
the voice, the inflection, the technology is trying to replace your humanity with something created out of rubber and silicone and
they're trying very hard.
Binary coding,
which has been the plan of the enemy.
The enemy. Just call him the enemy.
For a long time. Yeah. For that's what it says. Yeah. I want to raise up so they can worship me. I want to shift it.
Yes. I'll make a better God.
Okay, so come worship me.
Yeah. So I like that about Mr. Williams, and he was always R. Danny Williams.
What does R stand for?
You Rupert? It's there now.
Rupert Danny Williams.
No. All right, just don't get his name.
Still there.
Yeah, I saw it in something yesterday as they were. Anyway, we'll find it.
62 years he gave, from a little young man. I remember he started out with
as old as independence.
And he used to work. But there's a company that merged into LOJ, and LOJ became one of the first locally based. And it's interesting because he was Minister of Industry and Commerce 1977 to 1980. You know that?
No, I don't remember with the PNP.
Yeah, with the PNP.
Yeah, man have a socialist heart for true. All right, we'll get to the R part. I know it, but I don't want to guess, and I don't want to appear to be guessing because it's easy to identify. All right, so we are mourning the loss of one of Jamaica's famous sons, and in the whole continuity of things, as you mourn the loss of one, you should be celebrating the elevation of another.
Who is that?
We don't have one to celebrate. That's the point I'm making, because really of a fact,
you don't have people like that anymore. Even some of the people that we see getting national awards. They say
sad to recognize that
Jamaica in their hearts.
The stock from which he came seemed to be dying out. Anyway, such as it is, both Percy and I knew the man in some way. I'm sure others knew him better, but we're just acknowledging his passing. He lived to a ripe old age.
Was 89?
Good batting, good innings.
No, but 19 years beyond.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, we just wanted to acknowledge the achievements of Sharika.
Oh, yes.
10-70, 21-57. Okay, good for you, Sharika. Good running. I found this interesting. You remember that?
Oh, you're looking at the
cartoons.
Okay, so listeners, he's looking at the cartoons. That is one of Percy's most what is it now? Engaging essays of the morning. The cartoons. They say a picture is better than 1,000 words. So I go. Yeah. Yes, and that is true for our brother Percy.
Santa Claus, and you see the Santa Claus.
Oh, Madam Public is standing at a podium at the podium while Mark is making his speech and sweating. I pledge to maintain proper fiscal management of the economy if I'm elected. And then in the next cartoon, in comes Minister Nigel wearing, is that a nightcap or a Santa Claus? Hard to tell. It looks like Wee Willie Winkies.
Like him was sleeping. Yeah. I just wake up him in Never Land.
Yeah, and he comes in, and beside him is the Bro Garden is all the regalia. It looks like he has gained a new one.
Which one is that now?
Oh no, the bag belongs to. So it is Santa Claus. Nigel is holding a bag that says MP's massive pay hike. Mm-hmm. And Nigel is saying, we already are doing that with a BB minus credit rating and a 4.3% unemployment rate.
4.5%.
4.5. That's 4.5? Oh, yes, it is 5. And Brogard is sweating while Nigel is stone-faced. Only pastor can give you all that he gets from this essay.
It's an essay. No,
yes, when you look at it, it's the pictorial essay.
But there is another one which is funny, where you saw, it was on a weekend, I don't have it here, where Mark was saying, it was Mark or Nigel was saying something on, with the election, and they said, it is $1.7 billion to run the parish council election. So, and Madam Public said, so where you get the money from? Because he never had it before. Where the money going come from? And he said Nigel sweating in regards to it. Because remember, as we talk about local government, that everybody said we need to do. In the budget, there was no provision for it. Do you recall?
I recall.
Yes, and then now we're in that, but the way things are going, but...
All right, on the financial news front, I'm calling it financial news because I see a letter. A letter is written in today's paper by Bert Samuels. It is the letter of the day, and he's outlining how one of our local banks has washed its hands of online scamming victim. Mm-hmm. Wow. The banks, he says, have chased us all out of their branches into outdoor ATMs and onto our keyboards. Heaven help those of us afraid to be berylliumed or are not computer smartphone literate. There has been a recent avalanche of calls to my office from bank customers who have been fleeced by online banking predators. Mary Jane, his client, some 2 weeks ago responded to a targeted text blast which showed up in her normal bank SMS message chain. Mary Jane, being a long-standing customer of one of the prominent banks, clicked on an invitation as she was used to doing throughout her online banking life and was taken to the bank's online platform. She noted an invitation to apply for a $1.4 million loan, to which she declined. Arising from that click on the SMS invitation, all hell broke loose for her. The hacker gained access to her PIN and hence was now able to take over her account. Unknown to her, the hacker emptied her hard-earned $1.2 million in savings and went on to make an online application for a loan of $1.4 million. Once granted, the hacker immediately emptied it. Mary Jane now has a loan, which the bank is insisting she repays. Of note is the fact that though the bank had a $500,000 maximum daily withdrawal limit, the thief was able to take out 3 times that daily maximum. The bank is not accepting liability for this penetration of their virtual and humanless loan processing scheme. The bye-bye response from the bank when written to was the usual template type recitation, which ended with, while we are unable to provide further assistance, we do hope that there will be a satisfactory resolution. The banks have all opted to go virtual and paperless and consequently have declared their high-paying positions redundant, leaving us customers at the risk of hackers. The bank has been turning away or fleeced clients, sending them to the police rather than taking full responsibility and compensating them for their vulnerable online banking platforms. The litany of complaints are mounting like a volcano out of control. They range from month-end cluttering of their systems, denying workers access to their wages, to having us chasing malfunctioning ATM machines like dogs chasing their elusive tails. They have often brought commerce to a standstill. The calls for the state to intervene on our behalf and bell this banking cat are numerous. Banking ranks as a social service, and he continues. He says the OUR is mandated to protect customers and to deal with minimum standards in relation to these services. This is for utilities. Where is the government's effort to protect us when the bank exposes its customers to the real risk of losing their life saving to scammers? One thing I would say, it's a very well articulated situation. Lowell and I we had the opportunity to speak with an insurance, one of our friends passing through the club when we were there one Thursday when you were home, and we have actually booked a return visit. Because it is so necessary for customers to be well educated on how to deal with these issues in the virtual world, the digital space. And let me tell you, the banks carry insurance for these things, and customers must not take those no's which they get. Customers must push back and push back hard. Bert, you're the right person.
And to say,
and lawyers must take up the call and push, because justice is there for them if persons are persistent. And if you see that the courts are saying, oh well, your contract with the bank does this or says that, then it means you need legislation.
But remember,
yes,
the private members motion, Fitz-Jackson.
Oh, yes, he did try to get...
And it's still on the table.
To bell the banking cat.
But he's going to court. Remember, he's going to court.
But he's going to court on an issue of fees. Now, hear what this persons need to be sensitive to what is happening. In the commercial space, the first bank that says, I have X insurance against, they can turn it to their advantage too, because money is insurable. The loss of money is insurable. It's a risk that you can insure against. Whether it is your bearer moving money in transit, money in transit is insurable. Money in transit digitally is insurable too. Now, the insurance companies, based on what little we pulled from our visiting expert, the insurance companies do require you to maintain a certain level of protection against hacking. And there are some things some conditions you need to meet in order to get the insurance. But just like how you insure your car, they want to know where you park it. And the premium might be different if you park it at roadside versus locked away in your garage at home. People may not know this, but insurance companies are very particular about the security of whatever asset they have insured. So if they insure your house, then they are interested in what you have as fire protection, and depending on the value of the house, obviously. They insure your hotel. They want to know that you are safeguarding against certain things. So it is, if they're going to insure your network over which money passes digitally, they want to be sure that you have the right firewalls, that you are, one of the things Joe was telling us, they want to know that you are training your staff and constantly upgrading the training so they keep current with innovations in technology. They also want to know that your staff take holidays, because the man who don't take no holiday is the one that will rob you. There's nobody to audit his desk when he's away. So there are some conditions which deal with training. Yes, I found that one interesting, because that have nothing to do with technology. Of that does is recognize that the greatest threat to the security of your business is internal.
Right. So when we heard that FSC was hacked, and another major company was hacked, you know what somebody said to me? He said, the hacking of FSC, there's more to it that meets the eye.
Well, it's not just ransomware, you're saying.
And it's not.
Because, they said data has been corrupted.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this issue of the scamming and the banking thing, persist and persevere, customers. You are in the right. Because most of these banks, you won't know it, but you have to push to see, are they really safeguarding the corridors as carefully and to the level that they should? You can't know, because a lot of it you're going to hear is confidential and proprietary, and you don't know. The first bank that announces that it will cover you for these things, you're going to see the money move from bank that's running you to bank that is prepared. And this is now the commercial response. We don't see that too often in Jamaica. Jamaica operates like a cartel. Most of the industries, the top 3 or 4 institutions all do the same thing, as if magically we all woke up feeling like the fee should be increased by this percentage
or that.
On
the weekend, a bank increases fees. I know what my son says. I'm going to tell them to send me,
take my money and put it somewhere
else. Yeah, yes. He said the bank increase his fees. He said, no, man.
What little I have, I move it.
Them said, and for you to deposit money, going charge
cost
me
you
more. Oh,
yes,
glorious.
yeah.
I'm saying, all right. I'm going to tell my company send me money
elsewhere. But one of the things too, and I'm not sure how that might go, but people might just want to do more cash transactions now, because you never know. Only if it's in your hand can you be sure that it exists.
It's funny, but it's not funny, because they have moved. I remember trying to do a transaction with a particular bank, and it took me 3 hours.
Whoa.
3 hours.
Because the bank full?
It's just what them said, 3 hours. 3 hours to deposit my money to an account.
Whoa. Oh, Earl Brown is online. Morning, Earl, asking, isn't the bank insured for a certain amount of loss? Well, we covered that. The truth is, banks do carry insurance, but they're not just going to open it up to every customer who come and say, first thing they think the customer was careless with their PIN or with their own, protection.
Because I see this thing come up all the time. You can get this loan. I'm saying, I don't want no more loan. I don't want no more loan. I want this. And them call me, Mr. Thing. I say, I don't want no more loan. I want to pay off the loan. I say, your service is horrible.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be indebted to people. I want to be free. Yeah.
Well,
because remember what does the word of God says? That the who?
Oh, don't borrow and don't lend.
Not only that the borrower is who? Slave to the lender. So
yeah. Well, after all that's been done to me, everybody must know that I have 0 credit rating, have 0 wealth in the material sense, and it's without complete restoration, I will have to enter politics.
No, you're going to enter. You did that's tongue in cheek here.
Yeah,
it's tongue in cheek.
No, I am where I need to be, but I do understand how difficult it is for persons to rebuild and to rebound after certain adversities, and the banks are not your friend when you're in that place. So I don't have to worry about scamming at this point in time.
That's another thing that is so very unfortunate.
What, the scamming?
Yes.
The informal reparations.
That's what it's called.
That's what some people are calling it. Yeah.
Informal reparations.
They're taking back from, because it is centered on people from outside, and usually people of a different color. It's 8:00. We're gonna take the break because we've been naughty on the last 2 occasions, and we owe Lloyd some minutes.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I've ever met. You're simply the best.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Hello, I'm Emily Thomas with the BBC News.
5 American prisoners in Iran are reportedly being transported to Tehran airport before flying home to the US. 5 Iranians imprisoned in US jails will also be freed at the same time in a deal mediated by Qatar. Iran says $6 billion in oil revenue has been transferred to accounts in Doha, one of the swap's conditions. From there, Lise Doucette reports.
This marks the end of a deeply painful ordeal for the prisoners and their loved ones. The deal to release them is highly complex and controversial. Leading US Republicans and some Iranian activists in exile accuse US President Biden of paving the way for more hostage-taking. Iran says it will now spend the funds in Qatar banks as it wishes. But the US and Qatar insist the money will only be accessed by third parties to purchase non-sanctioned goods such as food and medicine. Yet another reminder of the deep distrust which still exists, despite this rare moment of cooperation between two old enemies.
Ukraine's new defence minister has sacked 6 of his deputies, saying a reboot of the system was needed. It's 2 weeks since his predecessor was fired following widespread allegations of corruption within his department. James Waterhouse reports from Kiev.
Rustem Umerov is seen as a central figure in Ukraine's attempts to grapple with corruption. It was one of the defence minister's apparent priorities when he took office. The ministry continues to work as normal, was his attempted assurance in an online post as he confirmed the sackings of 6 deputies. Those removed included Anna Malia, who's been a prominent spokesperson since Russia's full-scale invasion last year. Political turnovers like this don't tend to particularly influence battlefield decisions, but they do reflect Kiev's desire to try and get its house in order.
Reports suggest Ukraine is threatening to sue several East European countries because they've banned the sale of its agricultural products. The EU has lifted restrictions on Ukrainian exports of wheat and other grains, allowing them to be sold in any member country. However, Poland, Hungary and Slovakia unilaterally rejected the move. The German Agriculture Minister Cem Özdemir said the disagreement only served Russia.
Das ist eine Part-Time-Solidarity, würde ich mal sagen.
This is a part-time solidarity, I would say. When it suits, there is solidarity, and when it doesn't, there isn't solidarity. I regret that very much, because the one person who profits from that is Vladimir Putin. He's rubbing his hands over this. That should not be the goal of anyone here.
The Malian military says it's deployed additional troops to an area in the north where Tuareg rebels have been attacking army bases. An alliance of Tuareg groups that relaunched a rebellion last month said it had captured 2 bases from the Malian army in fighting on Sunday. World News from the BBC. The government in Congo-Brazzaville has denied reports of a coup attempt against President Denis Sassou Nguesso, who's been in power for a total of 39 years. It described social media as fake news. There's been a wave of coups across Africa in recent months, including in neighbouring Gabon. China has accused Germany of open provocation after the German foreign minister referred to the government in Beijing as a dictatorship. Annalena Baerbock made the comment live on American television, as Paul Moss reports.
Was it a slip of the tongue? Did Germany's foreign minister go further than she intended? European diplomats choose their words carefully when talking about China, and Germany's relationship is particularly sensitive, given the volume of German exports which head China's way. But Annalena Baerbock has passed form here. She once described a trip to China as shocking. For its part, a Chinese foreign ministry spokeswoman said calling the country a dictatorship was extremely absurd. But while resenting the dictatorship label, she didn't say whether she thought China was actually a democracy.
A Syrian armed group is reported to have killed 14 fighters in an area of northern Syria controlled by pro-Turkish forces. A war monitor says the Kurdish Afrin Liberation Forces took advantage of fighting that broke out in Aleppo province. An elite women's tennis tournament is being held in China for the first time since concerns over the well-being of the Chinese player Peng Shuai. The Women's Tennis Association suspended events in China after Ms. Peng said she'd been forced into a sexual relationship with a senior politician. This year, the WTA decided to return to China, saying demands for an investigation into the claims would not be met. The event is being held in the city of Guangzhou. None of the world's top 20 players are taking part. BBC News.
Employees, not sure how to take your career to the next level? Not to worry. The Excelsior Community College has a program just for you. Enroll in one of our programs today and take advantage of our flexible classes, affordable fees, and overseas travel opportunities. WhatsApp us today at 876-536-4765. Excelsior Community College, transforming lives, nurturing global citizens.
Having trouble getting parts for your Mazda? Maljam Auto Parts is your solution. Find Maljam at the new and convenient location off Upper Waltham Park Road at 9 Kingswood Avenue. Maljam Auto Parts, with over 25 years experience, providing all Mazda parts, new and used. Call 923-4389 and 461-1786. Maljam Auto Parts, serving your Mazda needs.
Vejam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vejam Printers, your best choice in printing.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The True Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it till it busts.
Bess 100 FM presents the Mature and Moving Up Show with Lascelles Butch Chen on Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. Welcome to this pioneering radio program on our continuing worth in our maturing years, compellingly defined to educate and liberate the younger generation. Tune in and welcome.
Goodness mercy, it's me again, Lord, your restorer, your game changer. Join me every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and Best FM 100. It's Apostle Clive Campbell, aka the Khaki Suit Man, coming to you from 8 to 12 Orange Street, also Richmond District, Mandeville. Embrace the change.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
change. We can make a change.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Morning Connection. We've had a wonderful morning so far, and it's been a full weekend. We're opening up the lines to you. This is your co-host, Percival Palmer. The numbers are 876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473. We've spoken about a lot of stuff. We looked at, in terms of a spiritual focus, let the Redeemer of the Lord say so, and how important that is for us in terms of our mindset and how we respond. And then we took some time to look at what was said by the leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, at the PMP conference on the weekend. And we're also looking at the passing of our Danny Williams, a real icon in this nation, a gentleman who both of us knew him personally, that he was a good man, a man who was family-oriented, yet a businessman, and so on. So we have opened up the lines that you can call us and tell us about your own feelings on what was said, because Mr. Golding touched on a lot of key points, I'd call it, in terms of beach access, in terms of employee share ownership. But to my own mind, having listened to the speech after, he was very people-centered in terms of speaking about social and economic transformation. And then he says, my hands are clean. I don't know if that was a jab at somebody, because remember, still out there is the Integrity Commission report on those 6 parliamentarians who have illicit enrichment of themselves. I think it must be from somewhere, and the only source would be from the public purse or kickbacks. That's what they call it. But that to me, and then he pointed to the fact that he was a person who drafted that legislation. I think it was when he was
with Michael Manley.
No man, the Integrity Commission with Portia brought it to book.
Right, yeah.
So he knows the ins and outs of that. So the lines are open. The lines are now open.
Let's repeat the numbers. 1 or 2 persons might not even know it. 619-1508 and 279-8473. We'll repeat them as we go on. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, Miss Minett. How are you?
I am well, thank you.
Good morning.
Are
this
you?
Sound like Miss Saint Elizabeth. Is it her?
Pastor, you're so great. You're a prophet.
I'm not a prophet. I'm just good at recognizing persons' voices. How are you today? Long time we don't hear you.
He's also very modest.
You're such a prophet. I don't know why you don't go out and teach the word, man.
I do that actually, but yes, I do that. Yeah.
So how is your morning so far?
It's been good. It was a great weekend of ministry and so on. Yeah.
There is this thing on TikTok where I saw this white guy saying that in the United States of America, they are rolling out some body bags all over the country, like millions of body bags.
I wonder, expecting a whole lot of people to die? That's only rolling out body bags.
Right. That some unmarked vehicles and FedEx have been going around to some strategic places, putting down body bags there. So I don't know what is that suggesting. What do you think is happening?
The only thing is that...
I see why she called you a prophet now.
Expectation.
She was lining you up to prophesy. Well, I'm gonna jump in while Pastor prepared the prophecy because there are 1 or 2 persons who send me a lot of TikTok videos, and every time I get them, I am amazed at how much persons are drawing information and shaping their opinions based on these little 3-minute bites of life.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, what that kind of what you saw there is teasing your imagination in ways that might not even be good for your blood pressure.
Exactly.
So I would say disengage. I would say disengage because. Go ahead.
If we still disengage, it is still what is going on. So we need to be aware of what is happening.
So how
around
do
us.
we, before we had TikTok and 24-hour communication systems, we had the presence of mind and the wisdom to deal with things as when they arise based on the best information you have, technology at your disposal, resources at your disposal, and the wisdom of God if you are one who draws on that. Nothing has changed, The only thing that is happening now is we are creating additional pressure on our minds and our resources by consuming a lot of other people's anxiety and conspiracy theories. And if it's a disaster, when it comes, we still have to deal with it based on the traditional ways. But I'm not a TikTok person, you may have gathered that. And I also know that there's not much credible information you can pull from these 90-second or 3-minute bites of life. A lot more is not said than what is said in these little vignettes.
Let me hear Pastor's perspective.
No,
Go ahead, Pastor.
My perspective on it is, if somebody's putting out body bags, so there must be an expectation that they're going to be doing something if what they're saying is true. But I keep saying
or they have done something, not that they are going to do something, but they have done something.
Or they have some plans going out.
And anticipating something.
Oh, well. Yeah. Well, if they are anticipating it, my friend, I tell people all the time, one of the biggest weapon of the enemy is what?
Fear?
Fear, yes.
I volunteer that one.
Yes, the biggest weapon he uses is fear. And I'm picking up that you're a person of faith. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm a person of faith.
And so therefore, let your response be rooted in your faith in God, because it would not be the first or the last time that in the midst of a whole heap of things happening, God says he will protect his own.
Yeah,
and he's faithful in that regard. But also, we know there's nothing new under the sun. So whatever man is cooking on the back burner, other people cooked it before. And here we are. So one useful thing is always to remember, you have the authority to speak against any diabolical scheme of the enemy. You don't have to know exactly what it is. And if you are concerned enough to say, I speak against whatever is happening in distant lands, may it not ever darken these shores. Mind you, you know how to conduct that type of spiritual engagement to keep your walls secure and to keep your family secure. Because there's always something. There's always something. Sometimes it's a distraction, and you gone over there trying to figure out the body bags while man break down your yard. So there, which is how I look at these things.
You understand what we're saying? But it's true. Yeah. Focus on the things that you can have control over. And God says, in that I will never leave and never forsake you. So they're doing that, but he never allows anything to happen to you without his consent.
And remember too, do not say conspiracy when they are saying conspiracy. Fear God. That's what he says. He says, let the fear that consume you be the reverence and the fear that you have of me. Because if you are right with me, then what them other jokers out there doing of no consequence, it will fall to the ground where you, the beloved child of God, is concerned.
And then remember Psalms 2:8. Why do the heathen conspire and laughing and thing? God just sit up and laugh at them and say, oh, it's coming to naught. You've done all of this planning in Psalms 2. Read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. Good to hear from you.
One second thing before you go. Yesterday was the PNC conference in Kingston.
Yes.
It was on TVJ here. It was on both.
Yes, Mark's speech. I don't know if all of it.
Mark's speech. What did you think of it?
Well, sir, I don't know.
But you must evaluate. What did he say?
Yes, I am still evaluating. I am not finished, so I can't speak so much this morning on it.
Yes, it was a lot. He said a lot, but it's not so much the words spoken, because we're all familiar with those words and the great speeches and so on. I think everyone should rightly be concerned about the integrity and the ability to stand behind whatever is being offered.
Yeah.
It comes down to that.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Happy to hear from you too this morning.
Thank you.
Bless
Also
you.
the same with
so
you,
let me
my
ask
dear.
you a question. Which part of St. Bess are you to be found, if you don't mind me asking?
Northeast St. Elizabeth.
Where?
Northeast St. Elizabeth.
Give me a place though. Where exactly is that?
Be prophetic about it now.
Goshen, St. Elizabeth. Goshen.
Goshen. Oh, you see, you live in Goshen, but that is prophetic.
The land of Goshen.
All right.
Yes.
Goshen.
All right. Thank you, my dear, for calling.
All right. Have
Yes.
a good morning.
You too. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Good morning, King George.
George, you never hear me a toot you when me a pass.
Me see a pass, man. But you know,
the plan was to stop when I was.
No, me have to just get a quick shot because I just want to keep your head on the road because them look up up drivers them.
But George, when I was.
I give thanks for that.
George, let me tell you.
Minute ago, I stop me, you know.
George, no, before you have anything with me,
No,
George, hold on. Before you take on
no, don't take on Sister Minette
today, George.
I go find up there today, no.
All right, but George, look at this. You see, when I was passing you, and there's a stoplight just before, I see one yellow bus pass me, then a second yellow bus pass me. So they turn the lane that is one lane into 3 lanes, and then them just cut cross. I say, what is the problem with these persons?
That person, the man, them man.
Oh, jeez, man. No, George, no.
Them loot the boss money, and they end up in a jail because them break the traffic law.
Yes,
so
George,
them lucky.
It's commonplace. Yeah, I swear, George, you see it all the time.
You see my tire when I set up right there, sir?
Yes, is your cushion if them crash into you?
Yeah, only past stone.
Okay.
So, and one day, so tell them I have to break up when them come.
Okay, all right.
Them can't come now when them have to go back on the road.
No, sir.
Them are too terrible, man. They are very, very terrible, man. I don't know what happened to them.
And then the other
thing, you know. Look, a certain hour they ain't take them.
No, it's not a certain hour anymore. I find this amazing. I'm coming down. There's no traffic. And the minibus man, them still are overtake. There's no traffic in the jar. 2 cars ahead of them. And Minett, them just come out and gone, you know. Me say, bye. And then the other thing that scares me is red don't mean stop anymore. So when I come up, when I come up to a stoplight, even though it says green, I wait. I wait before I go through
it. I'm mad people, them man.
No man. No, sir.
Would you believe that I saw a policeman stop a B-side bus?
Yes.
But the man in a one van, but they never know the police. And the man come out and the policeman tell him something about this thing.
The policeman?
Yes.
Told them bad words.
It's a private van, I mean, instead of a drunk corner. I saw the drive for road, I saw the deal people. Oh, when the paper them can't come, I'm going to take with the van. Because inside the private van, they want to say police tonight.
Yes.
And they might drive on a swing. And the policeman tell you somebody what I'm finished.
That's the same calumnious language that can get people fined or time in jail if you use it to the police or transport officers. You're saying the policeman used it to the citizen.
Remember, be careful you deal with it because you make them get frustrated because them them feel less than 5 o'clock and them are do all 48 hours, you know. They don't know what the stress them are going under.
Stress.
You understand me? So them are when them all be a side bus and them angle them bad man, the police them. They say them a drive out there so because they know no police on the bus as soon as them reach right to the hospital, get them calm down. They really told them so because if a policeman on the top them and give them a 10, 20 tickets them a get. And them have to pay so they can't come back on the road. You understand me? sorry to hear about that. Yes, what they want to pass them. Just have to say you couldn't stop. I say, why you not stop? Because the man, them are drag race.
The drag racing. No, sir.
And you know, I was tired of a Supernara Mustang.
Participate.
You know what? I hear that one on turbo.
No, boy.
You couldn't pull over. Yeah, man.
Anyway,
yeah, man,
George.
Turbo, man. They are very, very terrible. So, Miss Minett,
Yes,
are
you? No, bother with me, man. Weighing on some of the issues that we've been talking about.
I know, that's what I'm going to do.
Good. No, me think you.
That is where I go. I go cross the road now.
Yes, right, cross the road.
I run a red light.
All right, no worries. We forgive.
Yes. I've been seeing a lot of things going on, and trust me, I miss the conference thing on the TV and the talking and stuff. And to me, politicians are going to make promises. And people just get tired of it. I tell you the thing that people, Jamaica people tired of. People tired of the politician then telling them things and not doing it.
So how are you? How would you? So how would you choose? Because we have to keep an eye on who's saying what. Because we're not just gonna. You're highlighting a route that many people might have just resolved to take. We're getting rid of one, and whoever else take this space. But I think we do need to be mindful of what is being said, so that if it's not the right thing and we can give feedback, we signal what would be a better fit for what the nation is seeking now, or we take note so we can hold people accountable. Because the next season, this next prime minister is going to have a checklist for the accountability conference.
Yes.
Whoever goes up.
While.
Yeah, but this time.
Me hear that all the while.
This time.
Why them go as far as say that the law is not a shackle?
This time, I do not believe that Jamaicans are the same as they were 25 years ago. You have new voters, you have new voices, we have fresh trauma that is driving our decision making.
Listen, me, you watch All Angles one night?
No.
Well, you should have watched it.
Tell me about it. Tell me about
what Mark Bolin was talking about. Me never tell you to look apart at it.
Hey, don't you tell me to watch it and you never watch it.
I mean, this guy was a lawyer.
Yes.
And the next one was a spokesman. And
so did you find it? You found it a relevant and useful discussion, or it was just another?
It is useful because it is useful because people won't put over points here.
So was it for or against what Mark was saying?
The lawyer man said, what happened there on the platform?
Yes.
With the chain.
Yes.
And the color of the opposition.
Yes.
It brings a bad reflection on people. Because people going to look at that we've been stable for so long with the other person and him come pull the chain like that. A lot of people find it very offensive. Meanwhile, some people just
tell me how how did you feel? Were you offended?
Yes.
Then speak for yourself and tell me why you were offended.
Man, I not me alone, no. Me
yes, but I want to hear why. I want to know what you found offensive about it. How did it look to you?
To me,
yes.
To me, what I think, you're an opposition and you want to be the prime minister. These little gimmick and them things, they come, you should just put what. No, bother that. Don't bother that. The community send a message here to the people that I want to go and after. I don't give me contact. They don't really say, no. I'm not.
So you call it political theater, which is what it was.
Yes, that's what people, listen to me. Some people just see one thing and then just use that as a weapon against you,
Yeah, but
so
we should
go there and talking about the future of the party and the future of the people of Jamaica. That's what he must do and what he's going to do.
George, does it matter to you to know the truth of the situation, which is that the man says he was there in the audience with his own personal protest going, nothing prearranged, not a skit, which people are calling it. But when he was spotted in the audience with his heavy chain, he was invited on the platform, and he, being an advocate and being one who seek opportunity to make his statement, took the invitation, went on stage, and he gave the key to Mark Golding and said, I give you the permission to open this lock. Does that change anything for you, or it's just based on what you saw?
No. Wrong place, wrong time.
Okay. All right.
So you think there's a right place for that?
Wrong place, wrong time. Because you're saying, obviously, that you want to be prime minister and you want to free the people. You shouldn't do it in that way. And that person come there should not have them on your podium.
Okay. All right.
Never.
All right, Georgie. Yeah, man.
All right, I hear you.
Okay.
It's our 8:30 break.
All right, thank you, my brother. Okay. We're taking the break.
Okay.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi star?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? You waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience, and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. You hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss. I try and call cause trust me.
Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
Call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
That doesn't sound healthy at all. Get healthy, my friends. Stay balanced. Tune into this station, Bess FM 100, every Saturday morning, 8 o'clock to 9, for this wonderful program, Your Health Today, with me, Dr. Clarion Palmer. Yes, get healthy, get healthy, get healthy. Stay balanced. Bess FM 100, Saturday morning, 8 o'clock, with me, Dr. P. Get healthy.
Half a tree. One already, 200. Ready, mama? Ready. Is this the confusion you feel when trying to work your way through medical systems in Jamaica? Try a dose of Ask Dr. Mary every Thursday at 5 to 6 p.m. Let Dr. Mary help you understand your medical problems and bring you to a calmer place.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on BES 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back. It's 8:35. The last caller, we asked him about what he thought of the
happenings, because
the conference,
right.
the happenings. It says politicians make it, but the truth is, I say to people, it is our system, or you have to make a choice.
You're gonna have to make a choice.
Good
morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Turn it on, little.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
My turn.
Your turn.
Hello, Mr. Cruz. How are you? You went to conference?
Not bad.
You went to conference?
No, I had work to do, but I had a horn, an orange horn.
You had a vuvuzela.
No, and it seems like a bus broke down across from me because there's a tire shop across from where I work.
Okay.
And I said my son to call one of those ladies in orange, and she didn't have a horn, so I gave it to her.
So you made up. Okay.
So they eventually reached conference.
So I was telling that lady that I am a delegate, but I can't get to go. She said, you must come, but I have work to do. I have never gone to a conference. Never. But really? I played major role more than the conference. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you because I find it hard to believe that you have never gone to a conference.
I have never gone on a campaign truck or bus.
Yes.
But I'm serious more than a lot of people that goes.
Yeah, that's all right. People give and contribute in different ways. Did you listen
to? I am one that will never change. Never change.
All right. So you heard the gentleman speak, boss. What do you think?
Some of it.
What you heard and what you think?
Or rather, is there anything you were looking for that you didn't hear?
I didn't hear all the speech.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to listen all the speech.
All right.
And then I'll get back to you. But what I called to said about this morning, forget about the change. Because whatever people do, if you're rich and give away your money, people say you're idiot. If you have your no gateway, they say you're mean. So forget about people. You know, people have their own opinion.
I think what is unreasonable is that people are calling it a skit as if it was a prearranged thing, that when the man who was at the center of it has himself said what he was doing. He took advantage of an invitation to be on the stage to say to the party leader, here's the key, unlock this chain, I give you the permission to free me from this burden. No, that's a powerful kind of one-man advocacy thing that he's doing. For persons to be so determined to characterize it as they see fit is a little unsettling, because whatever may be going on in the politics of things, we should at least be honest about how we receive and process information. I don't care how it looks to somebody else. I care how I interpret it.
Miss Minett, yes. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I compared the general sec of the PMP to that mad guy in the JLP. What's his name again?
I know you're just provoking me, but I think you were speaking about Mr. Warmington.
Yes.
Right.
I'm taking that back because our general Gen Sec is way smarter and brighter than that guy. I need you. I want you to listen the speech that they took that piece out of when he said that radio station is a what again?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would love you guys.
Right, you're gonna send it to me.
That he said, and they only take that little part out of it to make a fuss about it.
But that's what normally happens.
Yeah,
you know.
and let me tell you, when it goes to a court for consideration, the court don't just take out a little snippet and listen to it in isolation from the rest, because context has value in making these assessment of libel claims. So the context in which it was said is going to be fully considered when the case is called up, if in fact they persist with it, because a lot of times getting a headline that says I have filed a case is all that the person wants.
Yeah. This other thing now, you remember when they have this news came out a couple of years ago, could be about 10 years ago, that some schools were failing?
Yes.
Failing schools, yeah, remember, yeah.
Who was the government at that time?
Go on and make your point, Cruz. I'm not a part of your debating team, you know.
It was this present government.
Right, and therefore?
And who tried to fix it after they win back the next election after that?
And therefore?
And school start fail again. Have a nice day.
All right.
Wow. Good morning, caller. Thank you for holding. How are you today?
Morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, my friend? This is Half a Tree and police.
Dave.
Morning, top leader. Morning.
Good morning.
But Dave, listen to this now. Let me go. Last week, Wednesday, right? I took my son to the orientation at his school. So I said to him, we're coming down into Half a Tree now. And I said, count how much police you see between Clock Tower Plaza to the stoplight, and he start counting up. You know how much police we count? 25 police. 25.
So me a liar then, Paul.
No, I never said. I just saying to him, this gentleman is always calling, but I counted 25 police between the entrance into Clock Tower Plaza after you pass Andrews Gate and come down right up to
York Pharmacy.
The York Pharmacy and that. 25 police.
All right, Pastor. Last time I went somewhere close to downtown airport, that 2 police me count. 2. When I talk about crime. But let me divert a little, Pastor.
Yeah, man.
On top of you. Let me divert. All right. Look here, man. So what I just realized, when we notice with this government, and me must blame him because me did when me not supposed to be in the last election, but where you man me we will get fooled now and then. Same way Andrew Wallace took the bag up, that grocery bag, and waved it to show the distress and how desperate we are with that bag. But yet still, Andrew Wallace never ever from in power addressed the constant increase of food for poor people and the bank charge. And when you are going to NCB or Aperture way forward, I never address the big boy them where I make the money, never talk to them, saying not when I say nothing about the bank fee, apart from pitch chats, and there are a bunch of hypocrites. And now him don't come and say, wow, I make a mistake around the bag. That bag value probably $10,000 now. And now neither the governor general pinch him and say nothing. So I am still saying this present government do not say nothing to disturb or make the big guys in this country feel away because them feel say take care of the big guys and the big guy will make a chicken down to the people. Now work. The thing with me and the PMP now is that PMP is dead at 18 and a half years, and there's a lot of things the PMP should have fixed. Alright? You have the one who I said behave like him innocent, and then the one with the traffic rules. So be honest with us and stop being selfish. So in everything you still have a little man out there shady, but you saw the shooting in Bagwater, saw that clip.
No, my niece told me about it.
Where? What happened?
Tell Percy what happened.
I saw the clip before Mary sent it to me. 3 police are just shoot randomly. Then next Hilux, Toyota drive to meet these police to join them. And I know the van will start going up first to the police, them jump out. And when them jump out, it's just clear gunshot. Nobody take cover, nobody go on a mic and say, bad man, surrender. I just random shooting like nobody don't care and there's nobody in charge. Shooting up and shooting. So it shows with the level of the bloodthirst. The criminal out there bloodthirst, the police bloodthirst, the government blood monitors.
So what you're saying, Dave? So what you're saying to me is that 3 policemen there, and then backup cop, and they don't, because there, for me, there is a protocol for engagement. You can't just drive up in.
That's what we see on TV.
Yeah, no. There's a process of engagement.
And say police surrender.
When I never see it, him says, Uncle, you know the sex thing. Where's the shootout and these police? All of them bungle up and shoot. And I said, I don't know if the car was in front, one of them probably go over the car and finish up. All of them bungle up and usually in half a tree. I have a shootout. Nobody lie on the ground. Nobody take this in cover. It's just random shooting like this country is
outlaw state.
So how long is that clip? How long is that clip that you saw, Dave?
I can't say tuna around. It's not good running up.
Oh, okay.
So I want to say tuna after I finish, but the question is the other police in that giant and the vehicle not start yet past the door open and the man them just run out.
Bail out.
Just random shooting and they are in the open. Nobody take covering. And I know that once gunshot starts fire, they take cover. If these guys done something wrong, yes. We have a problem with that. You take cover, you go on your megaphone and your mic and say, yo, just surrender, no? And then when they take the warning now, you do it for the random shooting like this country and run by the police state. Nobody is in charge, but you still man sit down upstairs and you big money and can't control the police force. Cannot. And when a soldier man stop at the airport and not feeling good, and the police come on the man time, work last and I don't feel good, and show me my ID and give me my ticket for 6,000 or I use my foot there and say, people like Una mash up the country, the soldier you can serve in the country. So it's like these police begin bad relationship with soldiers. Give the youth ticket $6,000 because the youth never feel good and them naturally park up somewhere at the airport. I already pay mine. So what kind of country are that? Let me divert a look at a minute. You remember a couple months ago I called a minute and we were talking about the gun fine?
Yes.
Now come out, right?
Yes.
You tell me now a minute. You go see them with a back one and got gun. Which man from Solacea and all that thing and go put guns so far. How did them get taxes? And I was obviously them probably take a backwood to dig it up and put the gun there.
To put the gun in there, right.
Create attraction.
So has there been any update on it, or you're just confirming that there's none?
You just remember when I told you, I tell you, say just a sham, not come.
Yes.
The gun, the warehouse one at Mobile. Who own the warehouse? Where's the investigation? It's simple. This belongs to Mr. Lawrence. Mr. Lawrence drive a Toyota white.
Yes, yeah.
You go to Mr. Lawrence and you investigate on Mr. Lawrence and say, all right, I ran past the place. Then you go to pass. It is all about show. To give the people the impression that the police are working. They just put it there.
All right, but remember this too. We're in September last year. There was a $3 billion drug fine at Ian Fleming.
Yes.
Subsequent to that, we've had other cases where people gone to court. So my question, and I keep asking it, what is happening with that court case? 1 year and nothing. 1 year, and you see it, and we see it all the time, and leadership of this country has to be so careful in terms of how we're dealing with things, and that is a part of the injustice in our system, and the corruption in our system.
Pastor, when I got to the court, the clerk of the court told the judge that there is a warrant out for me to be arrested. For $3,000 ticket. Me as a law-abiding citizen, we work, we bleach, we go on a raid, we contribute to this country. My passport expired from when I have no intention to renew it or none of my two visa. And you are, well, I don't hear from police, and you are telling me that you put out a ticket to get me arrested. So when the police stop me and run my license on a Sunday or a Friday,
you're locked up, my friend.
But you know, my brother, let's be accurate on that issue, because I wouldn't want persons to think that there is some discretion about how you issue warrants. when a warrant is issued because someone doesn't show up to court, it's because we are protecting the effectiveness of the court and the systems that make the court useful. So whether it is murder, traffic ticket, child support, any obligation to show up in court,
you must show up.
And you don't show up, the only thing that is there is a warrant. The warrant can be issued and stayed depending on how things are with the particular situation. But don't take too hard the fact that a traffic ticket led to the issuance of a warrant, because that is not about the traffic ticket. That is about respect for the court and the processes of the court. And we need that. If persons were to feel like show up, don't show up, it's all the same, we'd have a real problem. So I want you to take that one out of your basket of complaints, because that one don't belong in there. You have valid cause for concern on other issues.
I want to see this country run set in a way where the person where I leave it show up. I want to see this country run so my great-grandchildren can say, yes, Daddy, Miss Minett, pass a fight for this country, then make a sacrifice and where I reach it. It is not happening. It's a level of selfishness. The fact is, Minett.
No, that is true, but we have to focus. But we have to focus our energy and our advocacy on the right areas. Because, for example, we say we are for the rule of law. The rule of law requires that certain other things, when they fall out of line, there is an expected treatment, and that treatment should apply. That's where I have a grouse that you see the rule of law has meaning if it is looking at some things, but in others it is not. It don't seem to matter. And the higher up you go in the hierarchies of society, the less important the rule of law seems to be, and that's a real problem that we need to fix. But it doesn't mean that we try to make everything get the same discretionary treatment as what is happening at the top. We want the order and the certainty of things to be the same no matter where you go.
Thank you, Miss Minett.
Yes.
This country can run. We're an island. This country can run where we can say, yes, it's our leader. Because it's simple. You have a law, everybody has a madman. All right? Because if the madman have a problem, you take him off of the road. We have a law for everybody. And because that don't happen, while the country wants a black and live in a ghetto, it's done. You see me? I tell a minute.
I know, my brother, and that's the area of change that we need. You know, one of the things. Well, we're not going to talk anymore politics on that score. Is that it for you, my brother? Is that it?
Well, as I'm saying,
yes.
I did write off certain thing I like the speech. I listen apartheid, but the thing for me, Minett.
Yes.
What we need a country where everybody is equal, regardless of the money. Because I tell my nephew the money will disappear just like the car can't catch a fire.
Yes,
I want a country where that is happening, because up until this very minute, final minute, you have some people, 6 people being investigated just like everything, and nobody name can call. You do something wrong, this is the consequence. So you know, say, you walk on chalk line, and whether Andrew owns it, Mark owns it, you don't declare things. Chalk line, you're a leader.
Well, you know what? It will come. It will come. It's gonna come. It has to come. Yes. Thank you very much.
Wonderful day. And big up to Minett and Sir. We're not changing from 40, so don't ever mind.
Yes. Well, I hope they're all well. Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Yeah, I would like 1 minute, please. I wish somebody's soul could catch a fire. Catch a fire, catch a fire. How wish somebody's soul could catch a fire. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
All right, my friend. So we are saying, who want to catch a fire? Hey.
Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
Who want to catch a fire, my friend?
Yes. Burn them, yes. Burn them with the Holy Ghost.
All right, it sounds good.
Good morning.
It does sound good, actually. Good morning.
So for soul, catch a fire now.
I want to be the pure and And as me say, world was all for one for all in that manner, there can be no failure.
So, Barry, where can I get that record?
Equal justice. You want money, can I get you one and you're ready? Just ring me.
So your soul catch a fire by the weekend, Barry?
Huh?
Your soul catch a fire by the weekend?
Yes, man, I'm one so other people's soul to catch a fire too. And this is a message when we get to say, somebody told me to deliver this message. Yeah, listen.
Yes.
Unkind words can't get we down. What we do will rise like a million sparrow and fly far, far away from the arrow and the sorrow and hoping for a better tomorrow.
All right. That's a point.
Yes. So welcome, Pastor. Come in that I get you last week, but we couldn't get you. So we're glad we know you're the back on the show,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I want to say deepest condolences to the people of Morocco.
Oh yeah, man.
Yes. Some part of in Africa,
But there's Morocco and there's Libya.
Libya and Morocco. Morocco have earthquake and Libya have flood.
Flood, yeah.
Yes, especially the flood, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you see them get rid of Gaddafi and then the whole place turn into turmoil. I mean, him did a running country, although him a dictator, but he used to take care of people and infrastructure. Because told me I hear the bridge them and the dam them don't get maintenance. So that's why they
And now their money locked up under UN control, and it's a travesty of justice what has happened in Libya. Well, earthquake, Morocco, and they have a lot of old style architecture building methods. But you know what? I don't. When things of that order occur, you look to see that the humanitarian response from the world is what it should be. Even though we understand that a crisis in Ukraine is a different thing from a crisis in Africa. But you know what? People of African ethnicity and should be the ones to we should be responding with force and generosity when something happens to our own, and not really complain about how the Europeans and the first world countries
the Americans,
how they pride.
Yeah, that's why you hear me say Marcus Garvey say, where is the black man king? Where is his riches? And all those things. You have to have your own king.
You must have your own, and you can't depend on others. Right. Even though they are culprits in their own right for bringing certain state of affair to being, still, when it is time to respond on a humanitarian basis, we have to step up with vigor and don't be complaining about others who don't.
We must do what we must do.
When the things that look like natural disaster, let me call it that, you really have to just take it with a certain sober reserve.
Grain of salt.
Yeah, because
it's not man-made.
It's not entirely. Man may have played a hand in causing certain things to be worse. But right now there is a lot of conversation about who should carry the big cost of the planet's decline. I call it that because of the climate changes. Right. There is the conversation going on that the countries who are the huge producers and destroyers of the environment should be footing the bill. But we can't force them to. We can't make them. And if go ahead.
Even America and China and those places in there.
Yes.
Them backward in the helping of the environment because them not stop burn them fuel, them not stop do certain things.
But then on the other hand, Barry, they're producing goods and services that are consumed by the rest of the world. So you know how it look. If you in the kitchen and take the smoke and the heat, and I pay you for producing the food, and you get certain illnesses, I am as bad as you, really. Because it's a partnership. We're in it together.
Yeah, so we don't know about we as the black race, man. We need to step up our thing, man. We need to start own things and have things themselves, so that we can support each other instead of wait for Europe and American.
Well, that's That's why I feel such hopefulness about what is happening with Africa playing a strong role in BRICS, in the new world order that is emerging. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Even Guyana, our neighbor here, is experiencing great wealth or potential for wealth coming out of what's happening in their oil industry.
Yes.
So
but you know, we did in a wealth one at the time, because you see when backside did just start loom in Jamaica.
Yes.
Remember say we see it, so we did go reach off a backside, you know. And when you
right.
When you take out all the backside, dig out, finish, we still there.
Yes. Yes.
You're give it to the Americans for them make a lot of millions off it and then give it dollars and cents.
You're making an important point right here because Guyana can look very good now, but how they manage it is what's going to determine if the wealth stays. All right, thanks, my brother.
It's Africa. Remember, Africa is the richest.
Yes, right. Barry, I got the signal to take the station break. It's 9:01.
Okay.
Bess FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Employees, not sure how to take your career to the next level? Not to worry. The Excelsior Community College has a program just for you. Enroll in one of our programs today and take advantage of our flexible classes, affordable fees, and overseas travel opportunities. WhatsApp us today at 876-536-4765. Excelsior Community College, transforming lives, nurturing global citizens.
Are you in search of genuine shocks, power steering pumps, engine mount, fender liners, strut mount, front end parts, engine parts, electrical switches, sensors, and so much more for your Honda Ridgeline vehicle? Well, look no further. Contact Mormac Auto Parts at 326-7371 or 821-5232. Remember, Mormac Auto Parts, your Honda Ridgeline new parts dealer. We're located in Kingston. Call us at 326-7371 or 821-5232 for more details.
Having trouble getting parts for your Mazda? Maljam Auto Parts is your solution. Find Maljam at the new and convenient location off Upper Waltham Park Road at 9 Kingswood Avenue. Maljam Auto Parts, with over 25 years experience, providing all Mazda parts, new and used. Call 923-4389 and 461-1786. Maljam Auto Parts, serving your Mazda needs.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to ABC Electrical Sales, shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Do you need reliable health care? We have it. Yes, we do. Great George Street Pharmacy. Shop number 897 Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar, Westmoreland. Opening hours, Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call us at 876-603-7372 or WhatsApp us at 876-205-0499. Yes, we have reliable health care for you at Great George Street Pharmacy, Savannah, Lamar.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, how we do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try and call him, cause trust me.
Waiters, Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Bess 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome to The Morning Connection. Thank you for holding.
Yes, good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Hello, my friend, Mr. Malvern. How are you today, sir?
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you. I have a question. I was wondering about a certain idea.
Yes.
The word gender-based violence. I have never actually understood
what it means.
Yeah.
It means violence that targets one or other specific gender. So
could be male or female.
Could be male or female.
You mean out of the 3,000 genders? Or
No.
That's a good one.
No, it was actually popularized before the multiplicity of genders became a talking point. But it just means like violence that targets women or that targets men.
Oh, that's a true word. Is woman.
Yes.
It's not really anything else. It's
Yeah,
really woman.
right. Yeah.
Because, but it stop using the word woman.
No, have you forgotten that it's just that anyone can identify as it? They use the word. It's just that the meaning of the word is now uncertain.
That's a part of the confusion.
Yes.
The confusion in their midst, my brother.
Because I was thinking about it and I thought to myself that in order sometimes to understand something is to ask the opposite question.
Yes.
Like I'm saying, what violence is not against gender?
Well, some violence is non-specific. Some is against institutions. Someone who oppose authority, for example, and may oppose the police, will direct their violence at anybody in a uniform.
Yes, I understand that. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
But the violence against human beings,
yes,
persons. Is it possible that violence to be gender specific?
I don't understand the question.
I mean, if a man come to kill me, is that gender-based violence?
Or just violence?
No, it's not. It's just violence. He's not killing you because you're a man.
Do I happen to be a gender also as a woman alone is gender?
So it's very much looks at the context in which the violence is perpetrated. For example, if the man come to kill you because he's stealing your car, it doesn't matter what gender you are. It's the car he wants. So whomever is between him and the car will get attacked.
Yes.
So that's
and then
violence.
Yeah. No, that is just man just a thief a car. And did you? I think you get the point of it.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm saying is, why is such language created, really?
Because in studying how human beings treat each other, a trend was picked up that there are some things which may only happen to men at the hands of men, or only happen to women at the hands of men, or vice versa. It's picking up that some violence, some violent conduct is very much based on who the victim is. So it's if you think of it logically, these phrases are coined based on observation. It's not created and then you try to fill it with meaning. It's persons observing that, we're noticing that we're getting a lot of complaints of female students being treated in this way, or male students being treated in a particular way. And when you look at the perpetrators, you realize that it's something about the person's gender that is inciting the violence.
I see.
So that's an observation that people made.
Yes, but it's just that somehow it becomes the mainstream talk, and the definitive talk in society, as if it is
some new thing,
value.
as if it's a new thing. Well, let me tell you, one of the things we are doing more is a lot more introspection is being done to try and understand what drives certain type of conduct, because if you understand it, then it is believed that you can dismantle it. So we want to see a reduction in domestic violence, for example. And why are they calling it domestic violence?
Between
your question, that's sorry.
Because it is not foreign, it's domestic, and
no, it's because it happens in the home.
That's why they call it domestic violence.
Home.
Yes, it's because it's happening in the home, and persons notice that we're seeing a lot more, children being beaten up or cut up or thing. So you realize that conflict resolution in families requires special attention.
Yes. Another term is this talk about climate change. You see, It puzzles me because I notice that at the end of the day, it is the poor who end up paying more to stop climate change. The people who say they cause it by their industrial activities, they say. So how come it is the poor who have no industry who have to pay the money? And how come we have to stop eating meat to stop climate change?
Well,
and we can't have cow anymore. We can't have cow and goat in our yard because they cause climate change.
They're considered to be degrading the environment somewhere. Well, it is the nature of things, my brother, that it's the man at the bottom of the rung, last rung on the ladder, that catches the most
terror. But but just a comment, it used to be global warming. You know that, right?
Yes.
And then it became climate change, and even I'm not poking fun at persons, but there is a difference between weather and climate in terms of how you define it. When I learned geography in high school, climate was the weather and certain patterns over time.
Long period
of time. While weather could change day in, day out in terms of the day being hot or cold. And I asked myself that question in terms of what we learned in when I was going to high school in terms of definition. Has that really changed in terms of what is definition of climate versus definition of weather and so on? So even those bring some serious questions to my own mind.
It hasn't changed, but there's a point in time. Yes.
What I find is that a very good way to understand language and words is to substitute words for words.
True.
Yes. And the more often
for
you
example,
can...
the word climate, to my understanding, a word that you can substitute climate is temperature.
Well, that's just one aspect of it, as Percy is saying. Climate is a composite of many different environmental factors that over a long-term period you can classify. You can
say temperate climate versus tropical versus.
It's a descriptor.
And that was clear in a lot of people's mind. But with what has happened, and the truth is, who drives the narrative? That is the question.
Right.
Who drives the narrative?
Particular people.
Drive the narrative. Because
we're usually very demonic.
It's usually them because they have the access to the airwaves and to the news media, and they hire the specialists and they make the law. And
People like Bill Gates,
never to be discounted,
and a mighty man.
Yes.
Who owns and controls billions of human beings.
That's what he thinks.
Owns and controls billions because he owns plenty farmland.
That's
billions of acres of farmland he owns, millions.
And he's invested into the startup.
He put laws into place. His opinions become law.
Easily.
Yeah, what he's thinking. So
we have to be aware of these realities.
Yes.
And how you deal with it.
And think. People are thinking for some reason, I don't know why. But I'm not a regular Jew.
No, but
I never go to university.
But you know, Malvern, but that does not prevent you from responsibly looking at the information and said that don't make sense.
That's the point he's making, and he's saying many more can do the same because you're not limited by the absence of a university education in looking at these things. If you think, you will find your way through the issue and see what's what.
Yeah. And more people are waking up to that reality.
Yeah. A lot of the things.
Jealousy can be a good thing, you know. Did you know that?
Jealousy?
Jealousy can be a good thing.
Yes. Yes, I know that.
I'm glad you agree, yes. Because,
I know that.
Because when you see and hear certain things,
you become jealous of God's truth. Yes.
You get feelings. I say, but me not like that.
And then it will motivate you to push for something that is more acceptable.
Right.
The danger is just having the feeling and doing nothing.
Which is where a lot of people are at.
That is why I risk my life and talk on the radio.
Thank you for doing that, sir.
All right.
I risk my life by answering back.
Christ. We exalt Christ.
Yes.
We exalt the Lord Jesus Christ.
Do.
That's the key to this thing.
Yeah, we do. Thank you so much.
All right, then, Malvern, blessings to you.
You know, Percy. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yeah, good morning. I'm here. You forgot about me?
No, never.
Cruz, how are you, my brother?
I lost the other number. I only have 2798476, but the other one, I lose it because I delete some number and
619-1508.
What to say again?
619-1508.
1508.
619, yeah.
What I call about now is how in modern time like now, so many people drown in our country. How is that possible?
My darling, they didn't drown like you go to swim and get tired. They were swept away by water in which they don't survive. Water is not a natural habitat for man.
Most of them can swim. Most likely, most of them
No. When water sweep through your house and knock the stuffing out of your body and carry you beyond, your human strength cannot prevail against the weight of water.
But so nobody never knows it. That happened. You want the people them?
No, but hold on. Remember, you're talking about what has happened in Libya, right? Cruz?
Yes.
Because the dams were built to help people with irrigation, because Libya is
desert country.
So when rainfall, you catch it. Now they had not maintained the dams from 2011, and there were cracks, and people were telling them, and so on. But when that burst in a bridging, when that dam burst, remember, a pound of water, a gallon of water weigh how much pounds, Cruz?
So no, all right. Forget about the pound. So who is to be blamed for those deaths?
The authorities. That's why
which authorities?
Well,
the United States and NATO.
That's where I place it, because they have interfered in that country's arrangements for more than a decade interfering with their ability to even keep a government or install a good government, lock down them purse strings, and don't tell me that money was disbursed, because Percy found a report, which he'll probably quote from you interfere with a man's arrangements like that is your fault.
Miss Minett.
Yes.
I talk to a lot of people down here, and most of the people will hate Putin. And every time I ask them where Putin do make you hate him, them can't give me a good reason.
Because of the narrative.
Putin, yeah?
Because of the narrative out there in terms of who Putin is in the media, and people don't read beyond that. So there's good and bad in every leader. Yeah.
Yes, but put it on a scale and weight. Putin is 100% better than every American president when we read about.
Okay, so that's your view. But you were making an even more important point than setting up your own opinion. I felt you were coming to the point of recognizing that these interference by, the coalitions and the UN-based organizations in the arrangement of a country go a far way in destabilizing and in exposing citizens to risk. I thought that's where you were going.
At them cost, most of the African them fair drone, I go across Europe, and them destabilize them country, make the African them a runway. So the change will happen now. I hope it happen, because the leaders them are say them people are gonna stop go across the sea go drown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and Hail Barry and yeah, me must sing this morning. he must on revival left in him.
Yes, man, it sounds like that could do a night thing.
Because like you want to get some fire.
The night band music.
Fire always from the band, man.
All right, sir.
Europe.
Yes.
Europe make an American make trillions of dollars out of Africa. Or out of even the Americas. So if anything happen, they're supposed to give back. Give back. That's all the people they must say. You reach out a week, wherever you go rob and thief, so you can give back. Because you still have we under bandage where we can't even. If you have gold, you make a price. If you have diamond, you make a price. We can't sell with diamond, how we sell, and them control it. So if them are asked for them people give back, they have to give back.
Yes, sir. We agree.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
All right, my brother. All it takes for Libya is for their $68 billion in frozen assets to be released. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection. Good morning.
Caller. Hello.
So I just went to look at the current. Well, this is a May 2021 valuation. Libya's sovereign fund has $68 billion in frozen assets. This is the first valuation since 2012.
Wow.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, love and bless.
Good morning, African.
Morning, African. How are you?
The president and I give thanks right now. Good to be here.
Look at that. How are you, brother? What's happening?
Curfew in Libya before the thing happening here, did you know?
Yes, we know that Libya is under tight management and all kinds of, I would say, unlawful interference, if I were speaking as a sovereign nation.
Before the storm hit, there was 6-hour curfew. Tell the people them to stay in their house. Don't come out. Like the rest of the country, when storm come, them evacuate the people them. That didn't go on there.
Well, are you flesh out your point? Because when bad weather is approaching anywhere, except for places in direct line, like in areas where you expect flooding, evacuation is not the norm. You only evacuate when there is, a likely threat of flooding. The information, though, that the dams were vulnerable, it would mean that anything in the path of the dam, if you are expecting a breach, would have been taken into consideration. I'm trying to figure out if you're saying deliberately persons were told to stay put so they could be swept away in water from the dam being breached. Are you saying that it's deliberate? Or it's just those mix of things that after the fact it's worth pointing out?
Miss Minett, what you see happen there?
Yes.
Not talk about what I see happen there, I'm not talk about not thinking of Miss Minett.
So the people at curfew, rain come.
I know he's calling it curfew. A storm was approaching. Remember that it's heavy rain that caused the dam to be breached.
One to India. This time I come from India, you know. It's not much up and kill people over there too.
What's your point, African? You have to be more pointed in your argument. What the point you're making? Is it?
Or is it a Mediterranean storm Daniel?
Yes.
Overwhelmed
it's your daughter and my son.
Yeah, yes, you know.
Mm-hmm. So normally, if you're having heavy weather, bad weather coming like that, you would say to people, stay. Yeah. It's only if now you've left them as sitting ducks in the path of certain destruction, which comes to the whole bit about, did people know the risk of this dam being breached?
Probably they did not.
They didn't. They them not pay no mind for how much years.
Yes, and so why would it?
Why wouldn't it last for one more storm?
Yeah. And it's a double dam collapsing in that. There's one dam, it's two of them.
Yeah, so it was a devastating flood. There's the coastal town that got swept away. They said it was like, 90,000 or? I mean, it could have been way worse. Yeah, it could have been way worse. There's something I want to share with you, but after the calls. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Let's just say good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm good.
What's on your mind today?
Pastor, can you show me where in the scripture there is climate change? There's a term.
No.
Okay. So when you get the time, you turn to Revelation chapter 16 and read verse 7 and 8.
About climate change?
What they now call climate change. What the world now calls climate change.
Oh, I see.
You know what he said, Pastor?
No, you are telling me. You are giving us an opinion. So go ahead. We are listening.
It says the sun will strike man. When the fourth seal is opened, the sun shall strike man with fervent heat. And man shall blaspheme the name of God.
Okay, so you are saying when that fourth seal is open, that's climate change.
No, we are in it now.
Okay, so the fourth seal has been opened. That's your argument.
What I'm saying, not my argument. In other words, I'm basically saying God is in control of all things.
Always in control.
Good and bad.
Right.
But nobody wants to give him the credit. So you know what? Why did it say they blaspheme his name? You know what that means, Pastor? They are taking his credit, the credit that belongs to him, and attributing it to themselves. That's why they are talking about climate change.
Okay.
Did not the Lord say, I create evil?
So
light and darkness, good and evil?
So
He
what?
not said that.
Okay, so what you're saying to us is that because persons are not acknowledging that God is in control, then they are facing all of the things that they are facing.
No, Pastor, I'm not saying that.
Then what are you saying? That's what I'm asking you now.
No, he's not saying that. The Lord says in his word, choose holy prophet, that all these things will come to pass.
Right, we know that.
And so why are we quarreling? Why aren't we praising him and giving him thanks?
So who's quarreling?
Pastor, did you know that he's doing it for me and you?
No, hold on.
For our redemption? Did you know that God and Jesus Christ is causing all these? I'm going to tell you about Libya. Did you know that still have people selling as slaves in Libya today?
Yeah, but
they destroy Gaddafi. Listen, they destroy Gaddafi and split Libya. Libya now has two governments.
East and West.
Did you know it's an African country? And did you know that they are running out black Africans out of Libya and killing them, mass killing them as we speak today?
Okay.
And you know who those black people are? You know what people they belong to, what tribe they come from?
No, you're telling me. You're asking me questions. So you're telling me that you think it is a part of the judgment that is happening?
It's not a thing, Pastor. It's in the book. It's written. It's not my opinion, Pastor. We just need to understand.
Samuel.
We are not getting the understanding, Pastor.
Samuel. Let me just tell you clear. All of the things that we see happening in the world today, there has been prophetic utterance about it happening. So we know that. So we are not amazed. So in the middle of things that are happening, our confidence and our faith is in God. Because in the middle of all of what is happening, He's still in control. Do you understand that?
It doesn't, Pastor. What you just...
Do you? No, I'm asking you a question. You are asking a question. You're going somewhere with it. And I'm simply saying to you that I'm not surprised. Whatever way people seek to put labels on it, we know that God is ultimately in control of His world and His universe.
I'm going to ask you this, Pastor. If He's the one who is allowing these things to happen, that's a big question. Or is He the one who is causing it to happen?
Causing, allowing, which one? So
both.
It's
a part. The one who, because
but remember, let me just hold on. Let me just say something to you. God has set some laws into place. And if He says, if you disobey, these are the consequences of it.
So our disobedience set it in motion.
Right.
Okay. There you go.
So
all right, Pastor. I'm going to talk briefly about the tribe of Levi. Some of them came here two months ago on a boat.
Oh, we have come up onto our 9:30 break. Sorry about that. And we have to take the station break. All right?
Just let me quickly say that. That's the tribe of Levi. The one who made the sacrifice and offering for your blessing back in the days when we were in Israel. All right? The Haitian.
All right, we got it.
Right,
we got to take the station break.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Vijam Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Vijam Printers, your best choice in printing.
Praise the Lord, God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in the Lord.
Yes, Jamaica and the world, you want us back? We are back. The Breakthrough Deliverance Ministry, led by me, the prophet Mark Stewart, right here on Best 100 FM. This and every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Yes, it's War Room Thursday. Come on out and join us, each and every one, on Best 100 FM, 100.1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Come on out. Join me, the prophet, Reverend Mark Stewart, and of course, the boss shot, Apostle Marshall. Come for your healing, breakthrough, deliverance, the prayer, the miracle, the word, the testimony, and so much more. Yes, my friends, Best 100 FM, Best 100 FM, War Room Thursday, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Join us. We are going to lick it till it busts.
Ready for the warfare. Fearless and love more.
Live, camera, volume. Live it up Fridays on Bess 100 FM. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with I, Ibi Lion, each and every Friday. Giving you the better vibes, heard everywhere.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minett and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning, welcome back to The Morning Connection. It's now 9:35. Good morning, caller, welcome. Good morning, caller, welcome. We've had some very interesting calls. This thing with climate change, I just went into, and climate is weather conditions over a long period of time.
But there's a point when the long period of time ends and you're living it in the now, and you're still. But one thing I agree with the last caller: it is the will of God and the happenings of God. None of this is anything surprising, and I don't agree with him though that to blaspheme God is to say that, you know, it's man's fault why something is happening, which is what they're saying about climate change, that it's man's fault.
Hello.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, blessed love to everyone right now.
Blessed love.
Yeah. I hear you some good thing with this man. I hear you the whole time, but I tell you, say, we have to do something about it, you know. We can't just talk, so we have to do something about it. Because we can't, right now the government are rob the revenue. And me want to know what I do with them youth, the way I say want that we refuse already. You know, see?
Yes.
Because them youth, the way we refuse already and say want, no, you know, it's like, I say, it's an army my build back, you know. Different kind of army, because that's the one where I have now kind of mash up. You know, because the man them are fight against one another and also police are lick them out now. And you want to recruit a different one, so I say, bring them come. I don't know where we can evaluate and come to me.
Okay.
That me hear my say.
Oh, you mean a new remnant? A new remnant army? A new remnant army might recruit people? So yes, sir?
Yeah. Okay. That's what I say.
Well, he said, that he was going to bring his people back from every corner of the world where they were sent, because they were sent everywhere.
Yes. So. and I really see them come back, because some man are come out of jail and some man are come out of prison and some man come out.
Yes.
But them never got fired, now go really come back and let them get deported.
Well, some of them are being deported. But, in all of that, however you get to the place of your assignment, it's really the spirit with which you just take up the mantle and do what you're supposed to do. I mean, I didn't get to this place lightly.
You see, me hear some people, you see, I talk to the people, they don't understand the thing, because them, when we are try to fix the thing good, they might mash it up and turn it wrong and hold on from some corner, and then now them claim they have for them time now, and we can't go for them way.
Yes.
See, because for them way is not the right way. So who know right now go that way there? See.
And it's always a struggle, because the right way is not the popular, frequently traveled way.
Yeah, we know that long time. But yet still some people going like, they want to say, a carpet, a prettiness, and all them things. That's vanity.
Yeah.
Change your mind from the righteous things. See.
That's true.
And you see, differently when them are bringing the bank card, I say, well, then, who them thing capture them and capture people money, you know, because a time will come when everything all locked down. And them a sell water, them a sell everything, and you know, when we money at the bank, we can't get no money if you go buy what we want. So,
because it has happened already.
You know what weekend, then we can't get no money. You know how much weekend?
Yeah, and
it comes like a trend.
Yeah.
Yes,
we know that it has happened. Right.
The ATMs, you go on no money.
Yeah, no money.
Or some system down.
We have to take bus. We have to take bus go to town. And when you go to town, no money same way. So it's a thing that struggle that and we.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it's not insurmountable, because we speak here always about the necessity to have good relationships in your communities, so that there are some things you can do and at the local level.
Yeah, but right now to all the communities here, we can't have no good relationship, because you matter about criminal violence.
Domestic violence. There's no shortcut, you know. Yeah, there's no shortcut or quick answer, you know, because it took us a while to get here. So there's no overnight fix absent the miraculous intervention of the Holy Ghost, which He will do if you ask Him and show yourself worthy. But we have to start somewhere.
If you don't start, you don't.
And we have to start, man. That's not tell us if we don't start and just go on to. Let them all take over and we will lose his soul.
Yeah.
So what did profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul?
Yeah.
And we just run down the world, so and a dash of his soul. I show them say all on the whole highway. But them that way them build already. Plant banana upon the two sides of the highway them. And it's the work when you charge them them should have come and plant instead of make road. You know, see, if them want, if you are bring people, you have to do something. You bring them, you have to farm out the whole of the Southland and plant rice and cassava and something.
Yeah.
And jam and banana.
Yeah, that, you know, Vervine, as you speak, I listened to what leader of the opposition, and one of the planks he was talking about was food security and what needs to happen, because it's a serious thing, you know. And if we have not learned from what happened with this pandemic and lockdown and the
and all the pandemic that you talk about, you know. That the pandemic is just a tool. A tool like right now they matter about the pandemic mash down things and them come back fast, then come back quick. But no pandemic never lock down none, because me work as a special worker. You know, see, essential worker. So, and all for people that work away there.
True.
So nothing never really match down. You know, see, I just them I use it as the tool when we know them plan to use it for.
Okay.
You know, and use the people. So them a come now and hear the man with the mosquito thing.
Okay.
Dengue. We didn't even talk about that. There have been a few deaths from dengue in, is it Clarendon?
Yeah.
Something down there. You know how long we are telling them say it come up and we do something about it. And then left it till it
become truly threatening. And you know, someone called earlier and said, why is it that it's usually the poor who carry the weight of these things? There are some illnesses some things that happen in the public space that only poor people get affected. Only them have bad road and water pool up and old things that breed mosquito, because in better communities or better appointed communities, those things don't exist.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So some of those illnesses, it's the effect of poverty, because we're not looking after the infrastructure in the communities. We're not doing the interventions in the right way. We're not collecting garbage as we should. And the people can't do it for themselves, so they end up living under some conditions which leave them vulnerable to malnutrition, to all those things. I know it. I know it.
I show them long time say we can't get no government service, every government service smashed down. And then, you know, long not talking to you.
Well, let us see what happens in the next season, because these are problems that we can solve.
You have some people who claim them in a 63 and them not in nothing with. But them have it at the country, them living in the country. And,
yes.
And so them cause all of them things have happened to.
Well said, my brother. Thank you very much for weighing in on it.
Yeah, one more thing I say, this morning the garbage truck come. Me jump go there. A man also say the brother a girl and a boy lift it up. Say it too heavy and drop it. And I said it too heavy. So I say everyone, so me tell the man, we get some man we willing to work pan rubbish truck and know say garbage them all lift up. And so but them are going like, you know.
Or they get the right equipment. Yes, because they have the trucks that have like a forklift or something. Whatever the situation might be, there are better ways to do it.
Yeah, but them have to get people who are willing to work. You can't just get some little people where pay muggle, them are muggle, you know. The police, the soldier, and the doctor and nurse and teacher, all of them are muggle. That means them are do.
All right, sir. We have another call we need to take before we wrap up the show. Blessed love, my brother. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection. Good morning. All right. So we close the lines now so we can wrap up. Pastor Percival, I see you researching.
Researching, and doing something before I come out of here.
Oh, okay. So it's not. All right. Let me just pick up something that was raising chatter. On our chat, Taki was weighing in on the issue of the treatment of the Haitians, which is something that still, I agree with you, my brother, requires explanation. The Haitian refugees were all returned to Haiti, from what I heard via the news. However, says he, I'm concerned about some unexplained areas in that regard. And he asked an important question, one which I asked myself last week. We are only getting reports from the very team that dealt with them. Is there any independent body to authenticate the decision that was taken, how it was taken? Because the man who spirited them off in the middle of the night can't be the one to tell us that, oh, they chose to go, that they didn't want to stay. We did it in the best possible way. We're not satisfied with that. I think the caller who was speaking about the Levites and the Haitians and so on might have given raise to that inquiry, because the way we treat our brothers and sisters is still a very relevant question in the heart of God. And it really don't matter if we think somebody is under punishment or judgment or whatever the case might be. He's very clear in his word that he judges between sheep and sheep. When rulers are oppressing the body, and you out there in the field see that the oppression is coming from elsewhere, and you take advantage of it and pile on more oppression, we are expected to do better by each other. Even in a time of judgment, because we already know mercy and truth go before the face of God when he's executing judgment. Justice is a function of any administration of law. Whatever the situation might be, he's going to come to a just judgment, but he makes sure that truth and mercy are moving in front. Truth, of course, we know truth is the alter ego, the other name for the Christ, the Son of God, who mediates for man and intercedes so that we can get the best possible result in all that is happening. Thank you all for participating in the morning's journey.
That the redeemed of the Lord says.
The redeemed of the Lord would always say so. Sylvester Francis, I keep seeing you asking for the numbers. I'm going to just say them slowly. Write them down, my brother. I had put them on the chat the last time, but I didn't get a chance to now. So the numbers to call if you want to chat with us tomorrow, 619-1508 and 279-8473. Of course, the area code is 876. So I'll say it again, 619-1508 and 279-8473. The situation in Libya also got some heat. With regard to Libya, Taki sends condolences to the citizens that suffered such a great loss. It's true, the interference in Libya's affairs is also the reason for Libya's plight. Boy, Big Truck, me can't get used to your 5-star kitchen. Is that a new restaurant? Do tell us. And is it in Jamaica? Big Truck say, none of us need a king or a Jesus. You will get greater revelation, my brother, and then I want you to give me your praise report. Taki also mentions having some knowledge of the slavery condition being done in North Africa and elsewhere on the continent. Also, right here in the West. Right here in the West, human trafficking.
It's a major thing.
Major thing. And we practice it in some ways that are unfortunate because we act like people without knowledge and revelation when we treat our workers in a certain way and try to think that it's just bargaining. It's tough bargaining. And you must live with the deal you made. Taki makes the point that it doesn't mean that we should rejoice about others suffering and refuse to provide a helping hand or feel that they are condemned and they must live with the result of their judgment, the judgment that is upon them. We too get judged for how we treat others who are being judged. You know that? The quality of mercy that is a part of the Father's character. He expects all of us who bear his image to display that same characteristic. We must be merciful always. And mercy is not about the individual. Mercy is about the alleviation of suffering. No matter if you think the person deserves it. Your brother suffering requires your humanitarian response.
And that always is a response.
Always.
Remember what I said? God is really interested in terms of how you respond when you're faced with the situation. The same way that you do, it comes back to you. So we want to welcome Miss Wireways, who comes after us today.
In a few minutes.
She's going to be there.
She'll be.
Happenings, PMP conference happened.
That's it for Miss Wireways. You just mentioned one little thing. I mean, no, say she's a lady who love you. And during mango season, Mrs. Shea bring mango for you. Oh, yeah, when she comes, we know the music will be live. You will say, your ears will get a rest from the voices because, she plays really good music, excellent music.
She has an excellent repertoire of music.
Yeah.
And she always starts with something inspirational.
Yes, and she always says she listens to us and that we give her a good vibe. So,
a good vibe in the morning, but,
all right, Mr. Lloydie, thank you so much. Producer, thank you so much, always. Co-host?
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah, bless you.
Have a good day, everyone.
All living things, King of all kings, rule all things. Lord, give us strength, never let I face to live out the greater part of my days. Give us strength, Jah, give us strength, never let I face to live out the greater part of my days. Give us strength, and play, but I'm not afraid. This is the rat race. Rat race, rat race. A summer love son, a summer boss son, a summer jack city. Oh, what a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. A summer gorgon, a summer hooligan, a summer guinea gaga. In this year rat race, yeah. Rat race. I'm singing that when the cat's away, the mice will play. Political violence, city, yeah. Don't involve Rasta in your say. Rasta don't work for no CIA. Rat race, rat race, rat race, yeah. Rat race. I'm saying, when you think it's peace and safety, a sudden destruction, collective security for surety, yeah. Don't forget your history, know your destiny. In the abundance of water, the food is thirsty. Rat race, rat race, rat race, rat race. Oh, it's a disgrace to see the human race in a rat race. Yeah. Rat race. You got a horse race, you got a dog race, you got a human race. But this is a
Well, I and I, so the Lord is I and I light and I and I salvation. I and I fear no evil one. I and I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I and I fear no. None of mercy, make some live like we. All of them are poets who are with benefit, with profit. Jailhouse, deadhouse, that's the benefit. None of mercy. The Lord is my light, my salvation. Who shall I fear? No evil one. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Employees, not sure how to take your career to the next level? Not to worry. The Excelsior Community College has a program just for you. Enroll in one of our programs today and take advantage of our flexible classes, affordable fees, and overseas travel opportunities. WhatsApp us today at 876-536-4765.